Welcome back to Shooting Blanks Entertainment Presents, the Commentators Podcast. I'm Kramer.
I'm Juan.
I'm Tom.
I'm Ryan.
Did you point to me because my eyes were closed?
I kind of pointed to him.
My eyes were closed.
You pointed to the door and then kind of got to me.
Because normally there's somebody sitting next to me. This is our first time. We're recording downstairs.
He's going on
as
muscle
opposed to
memory.
upstairs.
Yeah, right.
And so I'm just going off of pure habit, I guess.
Funny.
My eyes were closed. I was rubbing my eye and I was just like, no one said anything. I'll say my name.
Today's episode, we just came back from Comicpalooza 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In our
exactly.
hometown of Houston, Texas.
Yes. And we're going to be doing a Comicpalooza recap as well as a recap of the BvS Extended Edition.
Ultimate
that-
Edition.
And for
that the right
whoever
way to
doesn't
word
know what
that?
BvS is,
Huh?
Batman versus Superman.
No, it's being very
Suspicious.
Beans versus soup.
Oh, the ultimate battle. I prefer soup.
You prefer soup?
Boots
To
versus
beans?
sandals.
I like baked potato soup.
Baked. Yeah, there's tons of different soup. There's like 4 beans.
There's cool beans.
That's true.
really, y'all? Beans.
It's 4 good beans.
There's probably 2 good beans out of 4 beans. There's regular beans and like black beans.
Refried beans.
I thought you were about to
That's
take it to a
that's-
very racist place. You're like, there's brown beans and then there's black beans. And I don't like them black beans. I thought that's what you were going to say. And I looked at you as soon as you started talking and you mentioned them, I looked over at you like, don't you say it. Don't you say it.
My head was just going through all the different types of beans, and I was like, kidney beans?
Those are a bean.
That's a bean.
That's a bean.
Stomach beans?
Okay. Favorite parts of Comicpalooza?
Everything.
What about your favorite beans?
I
Lima.
refried. I like
Oh my
refried
god, I
beans.
did it. I touched the fucking gum.
I
Damn
told
it.
you.
I'm sorry.
I told you.
It's okay, though. I won't do it again.
Put it on that game.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I don't trust you anymore. You
Why would you
literally
tell him to put it
did
on my
it within
game?
5 minutes. Because it's easier to pop off a piece of gum off the little cartridge
Boom. It's gone.
than carpet.
It's gone. It's done. It's
Now
taken
it's on
care
the
of.
carpet.
God damn
No.
it.
I swear to God, Ryan.
It's fine.
Favorite part of Comicpalooza?
Favorite park?
Herman?
The favorite
Jurassic.
parts of Comicpalooza. Actually,
It was just like, I just fucking hated all of it.
It
seeing
was a
Nor-
nightmare.
The
God damn it.
cosplays.
probably seeing
The
Norman
cosplays were
Reedus.
pretty cool.
For me, it was seeing a bunch of famous people,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
but not being able to talk to them, which is fine.
That's actually the least thing that affects me at a con.
Is seeing them.
There's only one that I cared about.
The what?
I said there was only one I cared about.
Elijah Dushku.
It was Elijah
Oh,
Dushku.
okay. I would have sworn he was about to say Norman Reedus.
No, nobody. Oh, everybody cares about Norman
I did
Reedus.
care.
That
apparently.
line was huge.
I did like to see
The line
him.
was hundreds of people long. Yes.
I'm so glad that he was there, though, because I didn't want all those people amongst where we were.
Man, think about it. Yeah, but maybe those people just came just to see him,
Yeah.
and
It's
they
like-
all left.
There was a lot of people, though.
But think if all those people were walking around with us, we wouldn't have been able to do shit.
It
That's
was already
true.
hard to walk around over there.
Yeah.
I like the vendors. Like for me, that was the part I liked the most was going around finding new toys or collectibles, and the other
The
part
one
was
that got away. Still thinking
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
well,
Which
I had a
one?
dream
missed
about
out
my
on
One
that.
Punch
The
Man
One Punch
toy
Man.
the
yesterday.
One Punch Man toy.
Wait,
I had a dream last night about it.
did you get
Justin Timberlake.
Justin?
I sure did.
I'm proud of you.
I went back specifically on Sunday for that. I
Hey,
had no other purpose for being
You
there.
proved me wrong. I was like, it may not be there Sunday.
That's,
He proved me wrong.
I put my life in the hands of fate very often, and I figured if it's there Sunday, I have to get it.
That was my rationale as well.
And
I like. Was it an
was.
NSYNC collectible or was it just Justin Timberlake by himself?
It was just Justin Timberlake by himself. It was an
But-
NSYNC Justin
But it was
Timberlake.
NSYNC. Yeah.
Oh no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, did the box say NSYNC or did it say just us?
Yeah, it's the special edition from the Bye 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 video where they're all puppets, the marionettes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's
That
one
means
of
you got
those.
to go get the rest of them now.
I don't care about the rest of them, just like the rest of America.
Just
What
like
about-
everyone else.
Just like
what
the
about-
the rest of the world.
you realize one of them was there at Comicpalooza,
Yeah.
and nobody gave a shit.
It was for the horror movie. Who was it?
It was like something 7. They also had what's his name
I don't
from the
remember
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, AJ was there from the Backstreet Boys, but I don't remember
And
the
some
instant.
other guy from O-Town.
Yeah,
Fuck
there was like a
O-Town.
whole bunch of them are going to be in a horror movie or something.
Yeah.
Is that it? I thought they were voice actors for animes.
No,
No,
it's a
they're-
horror movie. It's like
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for it, but I don't remember what it was.
No, I don't
It's
care.
a horror movie, but all the actors in there are going to be like old boy bands.
Yeah, Justin's not in it. Speaking of, have you guys seen Popstar? That's
Yes.
the
I
fucking greatest
want to.
movie.
No, I haven't seen
Have
it
you
yet.
you've seen it?
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
3 times.
I was laughing so hard.
It's
was
amazing.
fantastic.
It's like Walk Hard, but Lonely Island.
I love that.
It was like you remember we used to watch the Lonely Island videos all the time?
Yeah.
Imagine a Lonely Island video for literally 2 hours.
I've been listening to that soundtrack for like 2 weeks straight.
It's so good.
I need to watch that. It looks funny.
My favorite
amazing.
pun is she wanted me to fuck her like we fucked Bin Laden. It was so good. That movie's amazing. That movie, like, Lonely Islands is part of the reason we started shooting blanks.
Yeah,
Because we started with Funky Toast.
indeed.
And oddly,
So-
have not done any music videos since then.
no, but we've been inspired. It's
Music's
happening
hard.
soon.
Yeah. The flame has been relit.
Yeah,
But
we're
yeah.
flaming.
The flame rises.
Anyways, Comicpalooza.
Besides the toys, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Besides the toy.
It was just a segue back to our conversation.
Oh, okay. Besides the toys, the other vendor parts I liked were like new shit. Like I've never tried the virtual reality stuff yet.
It was
Yeah.
surprising to see virtual reality stuff there. I was surprised.
Yeah, like I thought it was still like being kind of molded into the market.
Well, there was only one booth that I saw.
There was one booth, but they had like a couple of different games.
Yeah.
And I got to try it for the first time, and it was pretty fucking awesome. Like it wasn't like just the ones where you put the phone in
Yeah,
the. 'cause
he went
they-
on about it for about 30 minutes.
Huh?
You went on about it for about 30
It
minutes.
was so cool.
That's what he said for 30 minutes.
But
I don't even remember that. Did I block that out? Did you tell me?
You might have.
I don't even remember you doing that.
At the mall, they have the where you can buy the goggles that you put the cell phone in, and you can buy cell phone virtual
Yes.
reality stuff.
Yeah.
And at Best Buy.
Yeah, but it's not as cool as like doing the actual one where you get to hold the guns
Yeah.
and like you turning around moves it also. Well, I guess the phone one does that too, but like I don't know, it just seemed a little better. But the only problem was the graphics, I guess, aren't as the same as on an HD TV.
Yeah, or consoles and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not quite there yet.
Plus, I think the moving around hasn't gotten to the point where you can move around. Like they have
Like
that.
physically do it yourself.
Yeah, because all the games where you stand still and you look around, none of them were like you running down. Or,
Yeah, you still use a controller or something, or some sort of input to move. the
Yeah,
character.
but they have those beta
Or
tests.
they
with-
have stationary ones.
Have you seen the ones where it's a beta test and you're wearing that harness that keeps you in place, but it's like a
Like a treadmill.
yeah, it's a 360 treadmill or something.
That's cool.
Whoa.
And there was some guy they did a
Workout, man. That's a workout.
they did it
Yeah.
for Pokemon, and it showed them walking through the town,
That's cool.
and you could walk into
What?
like the Pokemon Center.
Oh, can you
Can you walk
imagine
through
a
Hydra?
first-person virtual reality Pokemon game?
That's
Like-
what Pokemon
that's
Go's
cool.
supposed to be, pretty much.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, on the
Are
phone.
they still doing Go?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
When-
it on the
it's not going
GameStop
to launch
website.
here for a bit, is it?
I
I
don't
thought
know.
they stopped on that and then I got pushed back or something.
Yeah, they had hella development issues, clearly, because of how ridiculous it is.
It is.
It is like
it's
a really big project.
Yeah.
For some reason, when it didn't click what you were saying at first, and I imagined that as a virtual reality thing, with somebody still wearing the goggles,
Walking
And they're
around
just-
town.
Yeah, they're just walking around the street. They're like, "This is amazing." Cars are swerving out of the way. They'll walk up to Team Rocket. It's 2 gangsters.
No, it's going to be like 2 12-year-olds that also have Pokemon Go.
That's-
Oh, yeah.
The 12-year-olds beat the crap out of him and take his Pokemon
Oh, yeah, they will.
and his Oculus.
Oh,
They just
God.
mug him in real life.
What else? Oh, the artwork. Because I'm a big fan
A
of
lot of good
collecting.
artwork, yeah.
There's a lot of local people there, and I think I mentioned him on the show before too. Wizard of Barge is a guy whose artwork I like to collect. I'm trying to get his whole Adventure Time collection, and I picked up Finn from over there. I had Jake, but I didn't have Finn yet.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other ones that I bought, like a Kakashi, and
Yeah, I saw that.
Fuck, I don't remember. Else
That was
about.
a really cool piece.
Yeah, they had a lot of like really cool artists like doing their own thing, and then that lady with the window panes.
Yes, I got one of those.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
It was
a clone trooper.
what was her name?
Yeah.
Elizabeth Stacy.
Stacy something.
Say Stacy something. The
Or
thing was
something
called.
Stacey.
We'll have an
Excuse
interview
Me,
with
Waiter?
her on the website coming up, don't we?
Yes, she's gonna be on the. We have the interview with her that we're gonna post. The thing is called "Excuse Me, Waiter,"
Yeah.
and what it is it's a frame with different panes of glass, and she
Plexiglass.
paints. Huh?
Plexiglass.
Plexiglass.
Right? Yeah.
And then she paints on the different layers, and it looks like a comic book but 3D, and it was badass.
Every like there's thin pieces in between, right? Like there's multiple pieces.
Yeah, like there was
There's
one where
like-
the front piece was the guy getting punched, and
Yeah.
the back piece was Batman punching him, and it had like more depth than it would be in
Yeah.
like a regular
Dimensional
picture.
pieces. They were expensive, though.
Yeah,
they
I
were
saw.
nice, but they were already framed and everything. So
Yeah, when we were there, I was like, "Oh, these are so cool," and you're like, "I'll buy one," and I looked at you like, "What?"
and I was like, "What's the smallest one?" Cost?
The smallest.
$60. All right, I'll get the smallest
I was
one.
like, "He's really doing it."
And the small ones were $60.
I paid $57 for mine. I think.
I probably could have bought one. I bought a.
Yeah, the
I
Clone
bought
Trooper
Kirby.
helmet ones were really cool.
Yeah, I saw they had different kinds of them too, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was one with like the tribal kind of painted
Yeah.
on the helmet.
She knew all the characters too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was up to like Ryan's level of like the Rebels and Clone Wars.
Nice.
You were there, and we were like naming off the helmets, and
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. But that was
really
cool.
cool.
It shows that it's not just vendors who are like, because you get a lot of vendors who will just make up shit and go to a con and try to sell it. They're like, hey, this is a character from this or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, she actually knew her shit.
Hers is very unique too.
oh
Yeah.
man, she had the panels of spoiler alert for Walking Dead comic book of. Does everyone know the big issue 100 thing?
That's
in
fine.
here?
Yeah, I know it.
Glenn
Yeah.
Oh, they finally killed Glenn?
in the comics. You didn't know this?
No, I don't.
Spoiler alert. Okay. She had the panels of the bat swinging.
Oh, well,
crushing-
yeah, okay, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah,
I just wasn't
which
thinking.
was cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
I didn't buy too much artwork because I bought artwork last year and still haven't hung it up.
You know what? I haven't hung up anything I got either.
I'm running out of wall space.
I'm running out of wall space. as well.
I feel like you can almost tell whenever you walk up to these artists, like which ones are fans of what they're doing art of, and which ones are just kind of like trying to find a niche to sell.
There was one booth that got me, and I was like, at first I almost told them I don't want to buy this anymore. It was the Kakashi one because they had a Wolfwood one too from Trigun that I really wanted.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them, and I was like, "Did you make these?" And they're like, "No." And I almost looked at him like, "You son of a bitch!" But I think you explained it to me, where these people will commission a bunch of artists to sell these things, and then they'll give them part of the profit for it. Whereas I thought they commissioned somebody $50 to make something, and then now they're turning around and selling it like 50 copies of it for $20 each.
Yeah.
Which they still could do.
Huh?
They still could do that.
They still could do it, but I thought they weren't giving any share of it to the artist,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and that like made me a little pissed. I was like,
There's a lot of subpar portraits around.
Are there?
You know what? That's not just at Comicpalooza though, because I went to an art show recently, and we paid like $30 to get in, and there were some amazing pieces.
You paid $30 to get in?
Yeah,
Which one?
the chocolate one.
Oh,
Chocolate.
yeah, that one, the chocolate one.
It was
I
in-
thought the last one y'all went to, the Studio Ghibli.
No,
one?
that was like $2.
Oh, okay.
No, this one was way bigger than that. It was, but it was huge at like some warehouse. It was in the Heights. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess they're all in the Heights. There you go. But when we went in there were some amazing pieces, and people were selling them for like $300, $400, $500. And I looked at it, I was like, you know what? Yeah, fair enough. And
Yeah.
then there were some of them. They're like, this is $200, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I just looked at it, and like, especially like Maggie was looking at it too, and she was like, not a chance.
She's like, you don't understand art, man. It's like its own thing.
You don't understand art, man.
It's like it's whatever you want it to be.
Well, I mean, it's effortless to get into an art show. Like literally, there's a fee you pay, and they give you a booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to have
Sure.
any credibility. It's just like pay $30 and we'll let you sit here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get some that are amazing pieces in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's the same I guess for a con. Like they don't evaluate you to get in there. Fuck, we got in.
That's true.
Hey man, come on.
They evaluated us a little harder than I would think they evaluate the vendors.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We actually have
Yeah.
to do like reports and shit.
That was a lot.
Beforehand and afterwards.
Yeah.
We're still doing them.
Even now.
This is a report.
They're like, oh no, it continues until the next one. You're in
Like,
now.
hey, guys,
you can't get out.
Hey guys, we never got your September report.
The Comicpalooza Illuminati.
And then you got to start promoting the new one in January.
in January.
We joke.
It's coming.
We joke. We love you, Carrie. Let us back next year.
Trademark on Comicpalooza Illuminati. Patent pending.
Did you notice? Who said it? I think you said it. There were Funko figures everywhere this year.
Everywhere.
Well, Funko is just
That ruined the shit out of it for
It's
me.
a
There's
money
pop
guzzler.
figures all over, and I'm
It's
just
the
like, stop.
intro into collecting. Like
Yeah.
anyone can just pick up a Funko and you'll find some character you like.
Like, oh, this is
I
adorable.
like to think I started getting them before they were cool and hip. But
I
that was
didn't like
because
them
of-
when they came out, and I still really kind of don't.
Yeah, there's very rarely I'll run across one that I'm just like, yeah, this one's cool. I like it, but I'll get it. But mostly I'm like, this is stupid.
Like, I got really happy when the Futurama ones came out until I saw them, and I was like,
Oh, yeah, they look
You didn't like how they
so
look?
dumb.
They look ugly. The only one that looks semi-decent is Bender. The Robot Devil's the worst one, and Fry and Leela don't look good either. I just don't like the format. Like, their particular weird little faces. Because, I mean, Kid Robot does that with their monies.
Yeah.
But they look good. But that's because they're not trying to make super trademark. Well, no, I take that back. Yeah. When they do money stuff, it's all different. But it's all the same body style.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Futurama, well, they still do the same kind of body style for like their Futurama little minifigures, and they look amazing.
I was gonna say maybe it's a price thing, but the monies aren't more expensive than the Funkos either. Well, I want
They're
to side
about
with
the
Ryan
same.
though. Like I thought they were really cool when they first came out because I have a couple of them and some of them I still want to complete the collection for. But there are like, some of them look good. It depends on what they're translating from.
Yeah.
Like the source material. But some of them, like what is it? The one that I have for that we got from Loot Crate, the Batman Joker one. I like that one.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I like that one because it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones that are just standard, you know, they're standing, and they're just like, they have the paint applied to them. That's it. There's nothing special about
Well,
them.
and the
Yeah.
thing is, especially with like anime or cartoons in general, you have. Well, I'm going to say cartoons are a little bit more specified than anime is. Anime, when you start getting into like drawing anime, a lot of it is the same exact shapes, and the things that define characters are the hair color, the hair shape, and eye color and stuff like that. Otherwise, if they were all shaved bald, they'd all look exactly the fucking same.
More or
But
less.
so when you do that with a Funko figure where they all are shaped fucking exactly the same,
I'm surprised there's not a Saitama pop yet. I haven't seen one.
a
He
what?
wouldn't look good. He would not. Even
I don't know
though he's,
about that.
No,
yet.
Saitama I think would look good.
No, I don't think he would.
It would just be a tan ball with two eyes.
It would look like nothing. He would just be wearing a little yellow suit.
They probably have one. You just haven't found it.
Well,
I don't
see, I
wanna
like the
find
ones
it.
that are doing something. Like, there's a cool Iron Man one where he's actually using his little jet propulsion.
Oh,
And they sculpt
yeah, that's
out
cool.
the blue jet propulsion.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
like I like
Which
the
is cool.
ones Tom gave me because you gave me Star Wars ones. Like
That
the little
furry
Jawas
Chewbacca is great.
have the like little diamondy eyes and stuff,
Yeah.
and
That makes sense.
and like the ones from the Star Wars box, the furry Chewbacca, like all those different stuff. Those are cool.
There were cool custom ones there. People
Oh,
actually
yeah.
I
repainting
did
them
those.
themselves. Custom ones are always better, of course.
Oh yeah.
No, of course.
But
yeah.
most of the
people do
booths
a good
there
job.
had like the generic ones.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, it was just they had hundreds of them.
yeah, it was every other
they were
booth.
thousands.
Every other booth had them.
Yeah, there were probably thousands of.
There were
10,
hundreds
maybe
at
there were
each.
probably like 10,000 Pop Funkos in
Probably
that building.
because there were hundreds at certain booths.
Yeah.
Like one booth had hundreds.
Yeah.
But then some of them had like the really like old collector figurines. I know like Tom was stuck at one place for like 30 minutes going through every single box. He was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. There's a few of those places I got stuck at.
You were finding like old Transformers and Ninja Turtle stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's what I spent the most time there doing, just going to every single little booth and looking at all the toys.
Yeah.
That's the reason I do go.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. I don't look for anything else anymore.
There weren't just toys though. There were some cool things like something you got, Juan,
What?
the lightsaber.
Oh, I'm like staring at it.
Everybody's looking at Tom. Like, Juan, they're like, "Yeah, come on." And he's like, "What did I get? Oh, I got a cheeseburger, I think."
I did get that. You mean that slice of pizza? That was pretty cool.
It was a pretty good pizza.
I had brisket.
No, you tell us about your lightsaber.
Oh man, it's fucking awesome. I love that lightsaber. I play with it every day.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool. It's
What's it made out of, Juan?
metal
Okay.
and energy.
And it doesn't break. It's not like fragile. I thought it was gonna be
he
super
paid 10
fragile.
extra bucks, right? 10
Yeah,
extra
I
bucks
paid 10 extra
to
bucks
have
so
a
that
high
I-
impact.
So the blade won't
Whatever.
break.
Yeah,
You
I
can
didn't think
actually
they were
duel with it.
customizable.
I think they were
Super customizable.
Okay, so the place was Ultra Sabers, which I'd seen online a million times, and sometimes like the blades got really expensive and the hilts and stuff that it just looked. I don't know. They didn't look as great online in pictures, and then when I saw them in person, I was like, these are amazingly like good quality. They're heavy. They have like perfectly machined like hilts and stuff, and then basically they had a shop there. So when you checked out, if you wanted anything extra once you picked out the sword, because they're basically just empty, they'll add all the extra stuff there right then and there for you. So if you
Yeah.
want sound, if you want, you know, the extra blade, or you want different colors, there's a little button, which after I checked out, I saw for only $15, you could change the color like 3 different LEDs.
Nice.
Hell yeah, yeah.
I was like, damn it. I could have had that.
You're like, they didn't tell me that.
They didn't tell me nothing when I got up to there. Just like, is that the one you want? I was like, yes. And then they're like, okay. And I was like, what else though? What do I do with this? How do I maintain it?
Oh, you
is
can
there
change the
batteries? Is it charged? What is it? She's like, oh yeah, there's a battery pack in there. Do you want another blade? I'm like, okay, I guess. They didn't. I was reading the list. She just kind of like handed me this paper.
So excellent products, bad service.
Well, I think a lot of those places I noticed it wasn't like just the staff of a company there. They had like volunteers because we interviewed. Was it you with me
Yeah, I was with you.
at the cosplay shop?
No, these weren't volunteers though at the Saber place. Like,
Oh, okay.
I think they knew what they were doing. I think they were just so busy.
You guys all want to throw down and get sabers?
Dude, I've already told Striker this, but next year I'm taking my sword and I'm getting the upgrade of the sound.
Nice.
Since it's as much as a saber.
I like the customization is what makes it really good because otherwise you get home and you read more about it and you're like, fuck, I could have gotten this.
Yeah.
And then you start getting like buyer's remorse where you're like, oh, I should have gotten this one instead. But now it's going to be another $100 or something bucks to get it. And now
Buyer's
you're like,
remorse for me works opposite sometimes. I'm like, shouldn't have gotten this for $100. That's me.
I do that all the time too.
I have no buyer's remorse so far.
Yeah.
Me neither.
The only thing that I just want would be like an upgrade of like sound.
It'd be
I
great
think
if you
sound would
went
be really
back and
cool.
they're like, oh, we don't work on last year's product.
We don't, yeah, that's last year.
Oh,
I'll be like, no. Just give me the soundboard.
Starts beating the shit out of him with it.
God damn it.
I like how they had security like all around the booth.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I picked up a sword and I was like, okay, this is the one I want. I looked at this guy and I was like, can I go check out? He was like, go to that guy in the corner. I'm like, okay. So I walk to this guy and I go, I want to check out. He goes, go to that guy. I'm like, okay. So you're literally just checking around an L shape until I got to the counter and the guy says, okay, now you can get in line. I'm like, why couldn't I just walk like straight forward? It was literally like,
There's an order to things.
it was, you had to check in with every security guard that guarded this L shape before you got to the front so that you're not like wandering off with the blades.
The bureaucracy
And
of
like
the empire.
when he would check me, he'd look behind and the other guy would give me like a wave. Like the other security guy would be like, yeah, he's good.
He checks out.
He's checking out.
God damn it.
Or was he checking you out?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both.
I really like the
Oh my god, you were getting passed around, dude.
I'm right there like, nah,
passed
next
around
guy.
like a piece of meat.
I did get a free t-shirt though.
No.
Says if
Oh,
you
yeah.
think
For signing up for the
Nice.
mailing
No.
list.
He said nine.
And then I was like, yeah, but nice. No.
I think it says if you think I'm sexy, you should see my lightsaber or something like that on the back.
It's a nice shirt.
Can't wear that in public.
I like the. Speaking of Star Wars, we also got to meet the people from the 501st.
Oh yeah, the Houston
The-
chapter.
Yeah, we got to. Did you see the interview?
Not yet.
We actually got to. We played a game of laser tag with them.
Dude, it was amazingly fun.
Okay, you can stop there.
Yeah,
Nope,
Ryan wasn't
keep
able
going.
to make it to the last day.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
missed
didn't
out on
know
that.
that was a thing. We were up there. We're like, "What is this?" And they're like, "You want to play laser tag?" And we're like, "Fuck yes!"
Oh my god, did y'all wear the helmets?
No, we
no,
played
no.
against them.
Fuck.
Like
Yeah, we didn't play with them. We played against them.
it was like I felt like we were
But they were like
reenacting-
rigged up, right?
Yeah, they were full suit.
Yeah, full
Wonder how
suits.
well they could see.
Oh,
I bet
pretty
they were.
well.
I bet they were hot. Like,
They're undefeated.
lost.
They're undefeated.
Oh, okay, you lost.
yeah.
Yeah.
By 10 points though, we got really close.
Well, to be fair, our team was mostly like 5-year-olds.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure we
sure.
carried this team.
We did.
There was,
It was us and like 3 other adults.
Pretty sure the adults
Yeah.
always carry the team.
well, as soon as we started, like there was this kid that said, "People with beards have to guard the base," and all 3 of us were like, "Aw."
You sons of bitches.
It's okay. I pushed him when we ran.
But it was so fun, and the people were really cool. I remember I had to message. I don't know if he's in charge. I think he's just like one of the organizers of it, Marshall Conover, the guy we interviewed. Because I ended up messaging him to figure out how I should pronounce their whole or spell out their whole like team or their chapter. Because I think it's Southern Texas Squad Star Garrison of the 501st Houston
501st.
chapter.
Goddamn.
Something I fucked that up so bad, but it was that long, and I was like, "Thanks for clearing it up," because me and Juan were arguing about this for like 15 minutes, and he told us we had problems.
That was really fun.
Well, we do
though.
have problems.
Yeah,
Man, it really felt
There you
like
go.
A New Hope. Like we're
yeah.
in the like hallway scene because it's all small and you're just like with a super big gun and they're shooting at you and they're charging you and you're like trying to take cover. Man, it was awesome.
The guns were like they were a little weird. Like I didn't know how they worked at first.
Yeah, me neither.
They weren't like the regular like laser tag guns. These were heavy.
Oh, okay.
And they had like the scores of like you dying or like you don't laser tag. You usually wait till the end.
I've used those before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they came up to us and they gave us the 3 biggest guns. And I remember like as soon as they handed me it, I was like, I think you had the same laugh.
I was like, oh,
Oh
yes.
yeah, everybody else except for the 3 of us had tiny guns. We
Yeah.
had these fucking monster ass like machine gun.
That's awesome.
And like one of the guys looked at us like
They
the
knew
other
what they were
adults.
doing. They were trying to slow y'all down.
Yeah, 'cause they were heavy.
They were very heavy.
Even the other adults had. There's like 2 or 3 other adults, and they had the little guns. They looked at us like, "You sons of bitches."
No, but I would have preferred the smaller ones because these weren't any better.
No,
they all work the same. One is just 50 pounds heavier than the other
No,
one.
ours had laser sights on the inside of them. The little ones didn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ours did.
You didn't
Yeah.
even utilize your weapon.
No,
I
I did
did.
use the laser.
I did.
Sorry, I didn't know like the smaller ones didn't have them.
I didn't know
okay.
we had one at first.
I didn't either. Did we like?
I was shooting it. I was like, "Where's that laser?"
Y'all just fucking
I see a
hip
little
firing that
dot
shit.
Well, because I
somewhere
was looking
those-
through the site and I was like, "Doo, doo, 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 doo," and then I was like, "What is that dot?"
Yes, it's the same thing.
And then I was like, "Oh shit." Yeah, but it was it's cool. But it was by the end, my arms were like, "Oh, I'm
My
so sweaty
leg
and heavy."
was like super tired.
Yeah,
I was sore like the next day because of all the like jumping and crouching down, and then like I couldn't walk the next day. I was like, I'm in
It was
so
one
much
of the-
pain.
It was one of those things where you're so into it, you have all the energy, and then you realize my body can't do this.
Right? It's like I'm not ready for this.
It was really fun though.
Imagine those guys though, sweating all in their
Oh
uniforms.
yeah, it
and
must have been
the
hot as
suits.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm sure they were fine.
they're 4 years undefeated though, man.
Fuck,
They're
It's
undefeated.
crazy.
I'm sure they're fine.
you can book them.
Oh shit.
Oh, last weekend they were playing again at Battlefield something.
We can
I
look
know
it
what
up.
you're
We
talking
can
about.
look
You
it
know
up and go there again. You want to go?
I almost
Sure.
went, and then I decided I wanted to nap.
You're like, my body still aches.
Yeah, we were talking about going.
Yeah, because it was only down. It wasn't that far, and they were doing another thing. I was like, oh man, that's so cool. But then naps.
Yeah. Did you? You're still reading. Did you see the interview with the? You were there, right? No, because this was also Sunday. There was the gay pirate romance novel guy.
I saw that interview.
Francois.
What'd you think?
I thought. I thought a lot about it afterwards.
Yeah, you contemplated your whole life and choices.
That dude was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
was
so
so-
funny.
He led
He's
that interview.
hilarious.
There was so many sexual innuendos, and I messaged him later. I commented on his thing, and I wanted to do because I told Juan
Oh
this
my
joke
God.
afterwards.
Did you want to do your own sexual innuendo?
Well, no, because
comment?
I wanted to say one afterwards, but
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't, and I told Juan, and he was like, "You should have said that." So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just say it on the Facebook later." And I said, "Thanks for letting us plug you." And he commented immediately, "Oh, anytime. I love getting plugged." And I was like, "Fuck." And Maggie, I told Maggie, and she was like, "You can't out gay joke the gay guy. It doesn't work like that."
Can't do
It's
that.
true. All right. He had the best I'm not pickup line. What is it? Just to because we were walking by. I don't think we even saw the booth.
Okay.
And he just happened to say, "Hey, do you want to hear about my gay pirate romance sex novel?" And I turned. I said, "Yes."
I started saying no immediately as we were passing it,
As
like
did I.
halfway the way he was through the line, and then I just stopped. Did you notice I just stopped walking?
No, I was not looking at anyone. I think I was towards the back of us, and I just turned and went to him.
I had that response like when you're walking down the hallway in the mall, and like the people at the kiosk, they're like, polish your nails, and I'm like, no.
Why do they tell you that?
I don't know.
Yeah, why do you get approached for polishing nails?
I don't know. But like as soon as he said that, I was instantly doing the no.
Or more
What did you say?
relatable, the random Middle Eastern cologne guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's like, yo, hey, say
my
bro.
friend, my
bro.
friend,
My
my
friend.
friend.
No. The American Guido one. That's all like, yo, bro.
Bro.
Hey,
Hey, bro.
Hey, come here, bud. Hey,
You like smelling good, bro?
that fucking guy? That guy's super irritating. I can do the foreign one. The foreign guy, you're just like, no, I'm good. And he's like, oh, okay. That guy is like, nah, come on, bro. Don't do this to me. Don't do that to me, bro.
You know
this to
what?
me, bro.
One guy stopped.
Got child support to pay.
One guy said, "Hey, do you want to check this thing?" And I cannot remember what it was. And I was like, "No, thanks." And he said, "But why not?" And I really stopped and was like, "Huh." I guess I just.
Motherfucker stopped him just
I
check.
can't believe
I
you
don't
fell
know.
for that.
I was like, "Huh." I don't know. I
Well,
just
let me
don't-
tell you, son.
But I said, I don't know, and I just kept walking.
God damn it.
It just caught me off guard.
That's
No one ever says
honesty
anything
in
back
its
to you.
basest form.
Fuck. Who else was like a really good because we interviewed a couple of people, right?
Yeah.
The drag fashion show guys at the end of the podcast.
Oh,
No, they
yeah.
were Rocky Horror Picture Show guys.
They were part of the drag.
They're in the
fashion
drag show too?
Yeah, they're the ones that told us about
yeah,
it.
they had to be there.
I'd
Were they?
imagine.
Yeah, they came and told us about it.
I thought they were telling us to go see
They
their play.
did. They did plug.
They were
that.
telling that
Oh, they plugged
that
that
wasn't
too?
a play. That was
They were plugging
that was
it.
their fashion show. They were telling us.
I
about.
heard
I
you're
thought
right.
they were
It's
also
okay.
doing Theater Under the Stars, Rocky Horror Picture
Right,
Show.
it's like plug.
No, they were telling us to go to the fashion show.
I think it was both.
Was it? I heard the fashion show.
I
and
heard
that's-
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
that's why
Ryan,
we
you
went.
know this. Was it both?
I'm gonna go ahead and end this right now and say it doesn't quite matter. What does matter is that we interviewed them, and it was great.
Yeah, those guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
When they came up, for those who haven't, because we haven't uploaded the video yet, you probably just heard the podcast when they showed up, or maybe you don't listen to the podcast. Whatever.
Maybe you're not
In that
listening
case, you're
now.
not listening right now.
But we also have the video, and you'll see when they actually came up, the guy just flat out laid on the table, like just came up, put his leg up. Hey boys,
Guy?
huh?
Just kidding.
Ryan was just like, hey lady, how you doing?
it always makes me really nervous when people do that on folding tables because folding tables are not stable. So as soon as he did that, I was like, oh no,
Oh man.
this could be amazing. And then
That
the
would
table
have been
didn't.
so good until I realized my computer was on that table.
I know.
my
Well,
God.
that's why I said it always makes me nervous because people do that on like folding tables. I'm like, I don't even do that, and I don't weigh that much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
weary of that. But when people do it so like aggressively, I'm like, oh god. And he's just like, what's up, boys? I'm like, oh, my table. I was like, oh, it's not my table. You know what? I don't care. Fall.
That podcast went really good though.
This is really fun.
Yeah.
This is true.
We
and
freaked
the
out.
Harley Quinn. The
I
Harley
freaked
Quinn was
out.
great.
Yeah, you're the only one freaking out, Chris.
I was freaking out too. I believe I told y'all that. I was like very nervous.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
the only one that
Tom
was
was like, I don't know why y'all are freaking out.
yeah, I was casual about it. No, that Harley Quinn was I think my favorite part of
Yeah.
the whole experience. She was
Nice.
perfect.
Yeah, her voice was great.
How was it,
Yeah.
Ryan?
I'm not gonna do it again.
Do it again.
No.
Do it again.
Just refer to the other podcast.
Sorry,
No, I'm just gonna
we
go
have a
through. I'm gonna
soundbite.
cut his voice and make it repeat like 8 times.
Yeah.
I think the
We're
part
not gonna do that.
The reason I got nervous was because we had 5 minutes to set up, and whenever we do it here, we take like an hour.
Yeah, we take our time, and I was
Well,
amazed
luckily-
at
Hey
our,
man, we had a job to do over there.
our
okay?
efficiency.
Yeah, but I thought it would take a while to set up, and we're like, let's go. By the time we'll get set up, we only have 30 minutes. We were done. We're like,
5 minutes.
Luckily, I took control of that, and we were pre-set up before we got there.
We were at the wrong table as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. But it all worked in our favor.
And no fucks were given by that guy, right?
Which
Okay.
guy?
Didn't someone show up? And we asked him about it. Like, wait, this table was.
Oh yeah,
It was reserved for someone to put their
the
their stuff
podcast
out there.
after us. The
Bri-Fi?
Bri-Fi. He said that during his show,
Oh, okay.
the guy who owns that booth showed up and was like, "You're in my spot." And he was like, "No, I'm not." And he was like, "Yes, you are."
apparently, what happened?
No, you're supposed to be at the other table that's empty and waiting for you.
What happened was one of the earlier podcasts was at their the main table.
Yeah, the podcast before us.
Yeah, no, way before. No, I'm
Oh.
talking about one of the earlier podcasts went to the right table.
Oh, okay.
And then they had Dave and Buster's was right next to them, and they had that spinning wheel thing. And they're like, we can't record here. Hey, that table's open. So they literally just went to the one across. And then by the time everybody came, and there were people at the other table when we came back.
Yes.
I guess they were just there recharging their phones or something because they were sitting on the ground, which I was like, fuck, whatever, I don't care. But I was like,
At our table. Little did we know.
That guy just happened to be 5 hours late to the freaking.
I know,
Yeah.
right? 5 hours late.
but how good? That means we didn't have to sit next to the Dave and Buster's wheel.
No, this is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe
instead
they
we got
would've
a
given us free
trolling
stuff.
Asian man.
The trolling Asian man was the best. I
God.
forgot about him. He's my favorite. I forgot about him.
As soon as
He invited himself.
As soon as he answered my question with your mother, I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those days.
Your mother.
Your mother.
Why did he have that loudspeaker?
I don't know.
He had the microphone on his head, and it was he was just telling people hey, come over here, you want to take a look at my stuff?
He wasn't even selling anything good. What the hell was he selling?
I don't think he was
He was selling anything
wasn't
there.
I think he just had a
anything.
booth just to talk.
What was he,
He just
doing?
he could
man?
yell at people and make fun of them.
He had things there that looked like they were for sale, though. It looked
Yeah.
You
like
think your ass, you nell never catch them all.
maybe decorative wind chimes or something. I don't know.
I
He wouldn't give us
recall.
that extra chair that he did not use
My
Was
the
not
God,
whole
using it.
time.
you're right.
I was like, you fucking asshole. He was like, no, we need this extra chair.
Go-
No one came. I watched. When
He's
we
like, go ask
finished,
the people for another chair. I'm like, okay. And I asked him, like, we don't have any more chairs.
But
Okay.
he was awesome for bringing people to our table. Like that girl that walked by with the ukulele.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know you guys weren't wearing the headphones. Did you listen to the podcast
Yeah.
yet?
Yeah,
It sounded
it sounded
really
great.
good.
It sounded good.
But he was like, you had the ukulele. Come play for them. Come play some music for them.
come play music now.
They're recording.
By the way,
play.
this is not a racist interpretation. That's how he sounded.
Angry like that too, like really forcing people.
Actually,
with a
I think he
smile on
might
his
have been pretty
face.
jolly.
It was sadistic.
Yeah. He was like, "Come on, you play." And then the lady turns to us and she's like,
I'll do it.
You want me to?" We're like, "Play songs."
He was like the personal joker to our podcast.
Yeah.
He just came in to cause chaos for no reason. He's just like, I have no mission here. Fuck you.
It was so good.
Oh man, I like my favorite story is still that kid. That not the magic card kid.
Okay.
The other guy.
Oh, magic card.
The other guy that walked by, the Asian dude was like, "Take this Rice Krispie treat." And he's like, "No," and he's like, "Take it." He put it in his hand, and he's like, "Okay," and he ran away. But then the best part is that he found us later on, and as we were wearing our stormtrooper outfits, and he was like, "Can I take a picture?" And we took a picture with them. And then I was like, "Hey, weren't you at that table?" And he just panicked and he ran away again.
I forgot about that kid. He was like, "Oh God, you're acknowledging me."
I was like, "Hey, didn't that man make you take a Rice Krispie treat?" He's like,
Oh my god.
It was like, my mom said I can't have sweets.
You know what? That kid freaked me out because I saw him like walk away, and I noticed he was wearing a cape the whole time. And I was like, why the fuck does this kid have a cape on? And then randomly I saw him walk to a table, and he picked up his backpack, and he pulled out like the V for Vendetta mask.
"Oh."
And he just walked around like that. And I was like, oh. I thought he was just walking around with a cape the whole time.
It's Comicpalooza. You can wear
Hey,
a
man,
cape if you want
we
to.
just had helmets.
That's true.
That's true.
Maybe he bought the cape somewhere and he was just like, I'm not carrying this shit. It's a cape. I'm going to wear it, bitch.
True. That makes sense.
Oh, but that guy was just so funny. He backed away slowly. Just.
Oh yeah, the
out.
magic card kid as well.
The man,
Oh, yeah.
What is up with that kid?
Okay. So when we were at
What made him think we had magic cards?
No.
no,
what happened
he wanted
was-
to know where the stand was.
Why would we know that?
No, well, what happened was the podcast before us had Magic the Gathering cards on their table, and they were passing them out to people. And that's why me and Tom were like, guys, get the crispy treats out. We're
And
gonna have something to pass out.
Kramer turned into a regular pervert with like, I have a card for you. Let me pull it out.
No, that's perfect.
And then he goes, "Oh, that's not a card."
We treated you like one.
No, 'cause
he's like, I don't take cards from strangers.
No, he
Like,
came up.
what?
Well, no, because what happened was he wanted a Magic the Gathering card, and Tom took a Magic the Gathering card, and I thought I took a Magic the Gathering card, but then I remembered it wasn't a Magic the Gathering card. It was something called Kaijudo, and I looked at the kid. I was like, "It's not a Magic the card. It's a Kaijudo card." And he looked at me as if I was offering him a lolly out of a van.
My mom said I should have taken judo cards from strangers.
Man.
And then you were like, your mom's not here though. He's like,
I didn't say that at all.
He did.
He
Let it
did.
go on the record.
He winked and licked his lips.
He licked the card as well.
What mama don't know can't hurt her.
And then Kramer pulled down his pants.
I don't think he
Showed
should be
him
a
a
part of this
tattoo of Roy
podcast
Orbison.
anymore.
Damn it. You guys joke. I'm going to jail.
It's all true.
Oh man, that's so good. I really wish I knew what that Asian guy was selling. Did he ever call you, Tom? You gave him your number.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Sadness.
Very.
Man.
Actually, I was going to ask you. We can cut this out later. It doesn't matter. Do you want to go with me to the Sherwood auditions tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
You're right. Cut that out.
What else was at Comicpalooza?
I was about to mention the guy who was doing magic tricks and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. Start talking
He
about
didn't
him.
do magic tricks though, huh? He just did like.
I think we missed
physical-
some magic tricks. He was already at the end when we got there.
What was his name?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I just remember him with the
Bedhost.
scissors up his nose.
You know, I'd never seen the sword down the throat trick in real life.
Really?
Me neither.
It's pretty intense to watch.
You were like wincing almost.
A little bit, because you see it on TV. It's on TV, but
Yeah.
it was cool to see. He did that, and The scissors thing in the nose.
The scissors,
which I saw on America's Got Talent.
The juggling on the unicycle.
Yeah,
but
that
like
was-
the 6 foot tall unicycle.
Did he have knives? What did he have?
No, he was juggling bowling pins.
Bowling pins,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
He was handing them to kids. I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to have
That's
them
true.
throw
As soon as I said it, I was
knives
like,
at him.
knives.
I was rewatching the video of that, and I was like, look, where he was messing with the guy in sandals, and he just kept going really close to his foot, like, I don't know why I thought that was really funny.
I think we had to be there.
Yeah.
They even
He was
have
also a comedy magician.
the comedy midget.
A comedy magician. No, I was going to say musician. But magician was the word. And I realized it halfway through musician, so he came out magician.
Musician.
No, he was a comedy magician. So that was part of his act was to
That's true.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
entertain.
There was also the comedy show, which was fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, yeah, Friday
from
night, right?
the
Yeah.
Oh,
Geek
so
That
Life
was
good.
guy.
great.
Hey, what?
As with the Geek Life guy.
Yeah, the first guy that we walked into, we saw him Wednesday because he works at Geek Life when
Yeah.
we go play
Oh, yeah,
Dungeons
you
and
go,
Dragons.
yeah.
He's just sitting at the table playing Magic. He's like, slap.
And then he had one of the best stories ever told.
Oh
Yes.
my god,
Oh,
yes.
I thought I had some amazing
A
shit
shit
stories.
story, yeah.
No.
This guy has some great shit stories.
No
the
less.
best.
I still want to find the guy who was talking about that Super Heaven movie.
Yes, that dude was so funny.
Oh, with the 200 bags? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same guy, right? Yeah.
I want to make that movie for that guy.
Super bad.
We could do this.
I like how the host was the comedian from Watchmen.
Oh yeah, she
Yes.
was dressed up as a comedian. Yeah.
Yeah, I kept thinking that, but yeah.
Also,
yeah.
she wasn't funny.
She wasn't a comedian.
Well, she wasn't. Yeah, she was just hosting.
Yeah, but
mean, she
It's an outfit, Tom.
no. But what I mean is,
Guys, he made it funny.
just
Come
the
on.
host.
hosts for comedy shows normally have funny little clips in between. You know,
You're
to
right. No,
segue.
he's right.
Yeah, he is
But
right.
she was just like, "Hey, that guy was pretty good, right? Right. Well, our next guy is good too. Here he is."
And then the next guy was like, "Hey
I
guys, I'm
didn't
Ryan."
expect anything less.
I don't know. I expect a comedy host to have some sort of charisma. She was just like, "Hey guys, here's the next one."
To be fair, it's not really a comedy venue. It was more like, hey, let's see if we can do a comedy show. And she's probably like, I'll do it. And then they're like, okay, here you go. She's like,
That's probably exactly what happened, which is my disappointment.
because I've noticed a lot of these things. Because when we started going to the other rooms trying to find like places for our phone chargers, and you got away from like the bigger panels, you got to the smaller panels, and a lot of them were like, when you guys left to go get food, we were still there watching the phones to like
Yes.
charge. These guys came in, and it was supposed to be their panel, and this guy came in with his family to set up the camera, and he came in before the panel guys. And then the two panel guys came in, and I think it was from like some new role-playing game or something. And 5 minutes later, they're like, all right, we ready to start? And I looked around, and I was like, there's no one here but you and the camera guy. And they're like, just bring the camera up here. Don't let it see that there's nobody in the panel.
Damn.
And I was like,
Hey man,
yeah,
No one will know by the video.
that's true. But it's like,
But no one will probably watch the video either.
there's a lot of like,
Ouch.
like lower level, like they're not as mainstream, I guess, as like other things. Like when we went to the Red versus Blue one, which was awesome.
Rooster Teeth was great.
But
I've rewatched both of those episodes that they showed.
Yeah?
They finally released them.
they were packed.
Camp, yeah, Camp and Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
It was packed. It was.
Their rooms, like it was
people
the
were
size of the comedy one. I think it might have been the same room.
It was room.
But it
Still
was
feel like our time was better used.
We saw Elijah Dushku.
We
so
did.
I'm
Nah.
happy.
We're
That,
good.
But,
that
like,
was
We,
better. than-
we looked at each other
Yeah.
like we don't need to see
Yeah,
Eliza
we're
Dushku.
But,
We went to Rooster
we
Teeth.
sat there for a good while just staring at her.
but it was the
You
same
think
room.
you're fine until you see her,
Yeah, and you're like,
that.
she's just as beautiful in person.
if not more.
They were like, she seems so nice. She's smiling.
With their room was packed, but they're like a larger company. They're not like huge, but they're pretty well up there. But compared to like a lot of the smaller companies that are starting up, when they do a panel, you know, if they do have a following, they're not going to tell their following, hey, pay $50 to come to Comicpalooza so you can go see our panel. No one's going to do that.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like, but you know, some of us, it's not like they're professional grade doing this. So I imagine the comedy one, it wasn't like a professional comedy company. They were probably just like, hey, this would be cool if we did this. Maybe that's why.
Maybe. I don't know.
That was a long tangent to explain what I was trying to get to.
I lost it halfway. If I'm honest with you, tuned in and out.
I didn't realize what the point of that story was till the end.
What are we talking about?
Why that girl was just like, hey, welcome. This guy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We had a table for an hour, and we're way more charismatic.
Well, that's just us, though. We're just good.
We are charismatic.
We
I'm
also had the help of a crazy Asian man.
That crazy Asian man was too much. He helped.
He never turned down his music. He knew what we were
Not
doing. He never
once.
turned it down.
There's at one point when I was editing the podcast, we literally were about to say something, and all I was hearing is like, "Oh, you like that toy?" And you notice all of us stop talking and kind of just look at him, and then we go back to talking. And just like a 2-second pause, and then one goes,
That's why the video is essential.
That's all
You
I
can't
kept thinking.
capture any of this in the audio podcast.
It'll
You
be
need
up
the
soon
video.
in like a week.
Oh,
You need to be able to see that Asian man pop in and out of frame. Just like, what are you doing?
And he wasn't like dressed. He was dressed up, but not like cosplay dressed up. Not even really. He was like dress pants, vest, white T-shirt underneath.
yes, that's exactly what
yeah.
he was wearing.
Yeah.
You have good photographic
I don't know why I thought,
No,
I
he's
was
been
looking
looking
at the video.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I thought he was more fancy than that, but it was because of the vest.
It
Yeah,
was
it
the
was the
vest.
He was just wearing a T-shirt.
And he would grab onto the vest, too, to accent it.
Yeah,
Bing
it was
style.
like the old like 1800s. Like, well, here, see.
It was every time he was exclaiming something absurdly loud through his megaphone. He was just like, hello!
Why did he need that megaphone?
He didn't. He didn't at all need it.
He was talking to people like
face to face.
Face to
yeah,
face.
face to face, maybe a foot in between them, and he was like, "Hello."
So good.
I liked him though.
He was
He was
funny.
just like, "Okay, you guys are done. Just leave already." And whenever we kind of just idle around, he was like, "The door is that
And
way."
then we came back to Bri-Fi's podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
like,
like, you guys are back again?
He's like, get out of here. Don't listen to them. They're bad
I wonder if
influence.
I wonder if he bothered him as much.
Maybe.
That guy looked like he cared a lot less. I don't think so. The guy was probably just like... Anyway.
Continues with his own conversation.
He goes up to Bright Bright. Is like, oh, you're here too. Go fuck yourself, guy.
Hey,
Yeah, he seemed like he dealt with a lot less shit than us.
Yeah. He's all about the business.
the business.
Indeed.
The business. No personal, just business.
He did give us free comics, though, so that was
He did
pretty
give us
sweet.
free comics.
Which I
Thank you,
read.
Bright Five.
I still
I'm waiting for you to finish it because I have the second one. You
I
have
know.
the first
I have
one.
1 and 3. I finished them both.
You have 1 and 3?
You missed
I thought somebody else took 3.
No,
I took 3 and I gave it to him.
yeah.
Oh. Well, fuck.
You're the only one that screwed me. You just had
What?
to play the
No,
game,
you told-
Kramer.
you told me-
play the game.
You told me that you... Fuck you, Juan. I want to borrow 1 so I can read it.
Why didn't you bring it today?
I didn't think about
That's
it.
right.
You
Didn't
didn't think
bring
about
a
it till
charger.
just now.
You
They're
didn't think
here?
about the charger.
They're here. You need them.
That's true.
By the way, I've watched the Batman vs. Superman extended about 4 times now.
Good segue.
And I've gotten to the point where I just started skipping the Superman parts.
4 times? So that's like 16 hours?
Well, the first 2 times all the way through. The second 2 times I skipped the Superman parts.
How
do you
long
mean?
is it?
Like the
3
entire
hours.
first
3
like
hours.
30
3
to
hours?
45 minutes of the movie where it's all like Superman setup stuff. I just stopped watching that part.
Oh.
Wasn't the other movie 3 hours? Like the original one that was
2
on
hours.
theaters?
2:30.
2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
So there was 30 minutes of extra footage.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a lot of extra footage, though.
Me and
It
Juan
is.
didn't watch it yet.
There was a good at
Oh
least
yeah.
like
By the way, I'm disappointed in both of y'all.
as am I.
You want to edit the video? You go right ahead.
But the only things that I really noticed.
I'm just like, no one. If I don't say anything, no one will call me out.
One's like,
Anyway, yeah. What did you notice that was different?
well,
It was just battle stuff for me.
I think that the perfect Batman v Superman movie would be like a mixture of these 2 versions, not necessarily one or the other. Like maybe a 2 hour and 45-minute version of.
Did you think the
This movie.
3-hour long one put too much stuff in there?
Yeah,
Like what was it extended?
there was just a lot of expository shit to make. This is why everyone likes it more, right? Because there's this big change
Yeah.
on how everyone is like doing this huge coin flip on the movie, and it's because everything's clearer.
Yeah. Well, that's a big...
They don't have to work to get the story told to them.
Yeah, well, that was the main thing that a lot of people were saying about it originally was that it's for the person who's read 99.9% of the comics. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. Totally, because if remember the page 5 of this issue, Yeah, I remember that time.
Well, no, I'm
but
not.
like for casual moviegoers, they're like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Well, no, that wasn't. It wasn't a comics thing. It was more of a like plot thing. People were stuck on plot being confusing or something like that. No one knew what was going on with Africa in the beginning when Superman swoops in to
I didn't even
to save
care about
Lois.
that part.
That was Lex setting Superman up.
I know. Yeah, it's not
They
hard to
explained
understand.
that later on whenever when they said, "Hey, the bullet's from LexCorp."
It's not hard to understand, but I mean, people missed what that was doing to Superman and that Lex was causing all that. People didn't understand part of Lois's investigation, what she was chasing after, and stuff like that. And
I got all that the first time I watched it.
But most people just spew out, generalities of like it's muddled, it doesn't make sense.
The parts that
It's a shit
confused
movie.
me were like all the dark side stuff for a little bit because I like, and I guess because of the Mosquito Men, seeing them in that
Parademons.
the parademons, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I've seen them in the cartoon and it didn't click. Like when I saw that, and I want to say in real life, but
Well,
it
that
wasn't
was-
real life. The CGI,
Yeah.
after you guys explained it to me, and I thought back, I was like, oh shit, yeah. But at first, I didn't really think about it that way,
Yes.
I was like, what the fuck are those things? And I guess a lot of people didn't really understand any dark side stuff was going on until the very end.
There's not a lot of dark side stuff. It's that nightmare scene. You see his
Okay.
symbol and you see the parademons.
Did they explain
And then-
like Lex more, like his
Yes,
plot more?
that's another thing that was expounded upon was his plots and his schemes were easier to follow from the beginning of the movie because right from the beginning with the Africa scene, the whole thing is extended like 5 minutes, and it's I'll go ahead and tell you it
Just tell me.
huh.
Yeah.
I know how the movie
Oh,
ends.
okay, yeah. So there's a whole like CIA subplot where they are surveilling like this general that Lois is interviewing,
Okay.
right? We also get an introduction to Jimmy, which is kind of heartbreaking because he gets
Because he
shot
gets
in the head.
shot. Yeah.
It is
Which people
Jimmy
wouldn't have
Olsen.
even know though.
So that's either
in the
Jimmy
beginning.
or it's like a CIA guy with the name Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, so it's just like a wink.
But he is a photographer, so I don't know. But the CIA decides to bomb that area. Why do they decide to do that again?
Because they know where he is, and obviously all their agents are already
Boom.
killed.
Yeah, they want to take him out.
So they're just trying to hit him with a missile, basically.
the
yeah.
general?
And then
The African general?
Yeah.
they're trying to hit the African general. Yeah.
Okay.
And so Superman stops the drone and the missile because it'll blow up Lois. So the extended cut intros this thing where the Alexis private military guys that were there, the Russian, right? They kill the African military that's there with the general and burn their bodies to kind of do like a frame job of Superman's heat vision.
Because they did mention that in the first one, something about burned bodies, right? Like in the original? I want to say
I don't think so.
in the court scene, maybe? Because they were talking about, because I got the idea from, since I haven't seen this, I know that they were trying to frame him, but I was like, he didn't do anything.
In the theatrical
Like,
cut,
he wasn't
it wasn't
there enough.
Like the theatrical cut cuts all that shit out. So I didn't infer that he was trying to frame him. He was trying to surround him with questions of him going to international territory and doing something that maybe he shouldn't have been doing. And because he saved Lois and he didn't kill the general, but he took him out.
He killed him.
It caused a bunch of chaos there. It had a bunch of, but in this new cut, it's like he's straight up just trying to frame him.
Okay.
That's what it appears to.
And then the Lex stuff, because I know that confused a lot of people as to what was going on over there. Because I know with one other podcast that I heard talking about it was that they were saying it doesn't make sense that Lex walks in there and all of a sudden we have no idea what's going on. But then at the end of the movie, Lex knows about Darkseid. Lex knows about this. Lex created Abomination. Am I saying that
No.
right?
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Yeah,
I don't know why
Doomsday.
did I say Abomination.
'Cause
That's
it looks-
from the
the, film,
Hulk.
the film says it in there.
Yeah,
Uses that
they
wo-
do say
The AI and the ship.
Never
I think it says
to create an abomination to our
Okay.
people.
But I keep thinking
Something
of
like that.
from the Hulk, the Abomination.
Yeah.
But I lost my train of thought. Yeah, like the whole creation process, the whole him finding about like Steppenwolf and not Doomsday, Darkseid. A lot of that it just was not in the movie, and for people it was like the fuck just happened. Like what did we miss? Did I miss something? Was that in the extended edition, or did it cover it up a lot more?
Yeah.
They put
They added some more.
Steppenwolf scene in there?
Yeah.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
It's right after the Superman death.
But was it just that scene, or was there something leading up to that scene?
For Darkseid specifically,
Well, for Steppenwolf.
for Steppenwolf, it's just that scene.
Like in any of Lex's thing, once he enters the ship.
I mean, hold on. Like, what questions do you have specifically?
Like
how does he know about
did it
everyone's
lead
identity?
to him meeting Steppenwolf or figuring out how to like contact Steppenwolf?
Oh,
Or
no. Like, he was, like,
They literally
No.
just came in and Steppenwolf
they
was
came
there.
in and he was there speaking to him, or a projection of him or something like that.
I don't like
some
that.
people speculate that the AI was showing him a projection of this
Of Steppenwolf?
being, or he was there because he had 3 mother boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and he,
Yeah. And Steppenwolf can do that,
because
right?
he did say the bells when rung that God is dead, which implies that he's the one who sent that message out.
Oh.
So maybe he initiated that.
Yeah. I think that's something I still have a problem with, was that, like, as a storytelling thing, like, it doesn't lead to, like, explaining what happened. It just shows that something happened, but it doesn't lead to it.
What is this? How does it lead up to that?
That's what I'm saying. There is no lead up to it. It's just they show up and Steppenwolf is there. It doesn't explain, like, him contacting them or anything.
Oh,
You know what I
But
mean?
I feel like the addition of that scene is a little better.
it
to
is
the
better,
ending.
but I feel that it
Because
needs more.
but it gives you enough that you can assume
Yeah.
without like the 100% like assumptions we made before. Like, okay, he must have contacted someone somehow. At least you see, okay, this time he's talking to someone for sure. Who
Yeah.
knows how long they've been in contact in this little short period of time.
I don't think it's necessary to show 100% of.
Well, not
How
100%,
Lex is-
but I still don't think, like, it's all enough. Like, I feel it could have been more.
Well, I mean, that's entirely a setup scene, right?
Yeah.
There's no point to having more setups for a setup scene.
That's why just as soon as they released that after the movie, I was like, why didn't they just put that in there? That explained so much already.
Yeah.
Like, you just needed that.
A lot of it was just time.
Yeah.
They wanted to cut just little snippets out. They cut out a little tiny thing. I mean, a lot of little tiny things.
But you feel like there was a bit too much exposition
Just
in the extended
hand-holding.
version?
There was a lot of hand holding, and I don't have a problem with that. But that's just why people like it more,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of hand holding in the movie.
Well, but for a lot of people, they need it. Like, especially if you don't know, like, a lot of the backstories
Yeah.
or anything. Like, because that's the thing when you're making a movie, like, for the cartoons or something like that, when you make the cartoon movies, those are for a specific audience. When you make something like this, and I'm not saying you have to dumb it down for the casual people, but to have something that explains it, it kind of helps. Like, for instance, if you had, like, any anime, they all have that exposition part where they're explaining a shitload of stuff. And there's a lot of animes that don't, and they kind of, they keep you, but it makes you, the point of them not doing the exposition is so that you're in kind of as the character, the character doesn't know what's going on, so you shouldn't know what's going on. Like with Attack on Titan, there's a lot of exposition, but there's a lot of shit that you don't know what the fuck is going on. But at the same time, if you had none of that exposition, Attack on Titan makes no fucking sense whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be like, wait, what is this 3D gear? What's the walls? How do the walls work? Is a line wall? Is it a circular wall? If they had none of that exposition, you'd have no idea what's going on in that
Attack
show.
on Titan is visual exposition as well.
Yeah, it's visual exposition. There's literally, between the show, there's a chapter that you have to pause
you're
and read. And
Oh
it
my
helps.
God. Yeah.
It helps a lot, especially like I guess if there was like some, but like say Attack on Titan had some pre-made stuff, like all that exposition wasn't in a pre-made written form somewhere. If you were to go in and watch it, you'd have no idea what the fuck's going on. And I guess that's the problem for most moviegoers, and why it got bad reviews was because a lot of people aren't familiar with a lot of the stuff that, I guess it doesn't need explanation when you know it, but like for me, Steppenwolf, I didn't know who Steppenwolf was.
I don't think you needed to know who he
Steppenwolf
was,
doesn't
though.
matter in the grand scheme of the movie, though. That's
Yeah,
just
not
that's
for the grand scheme of the
that's
movie.
a snippet of like, oh, that's something that's coming. You know?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
didn't need to know his name yet, but
But
I felt
him-
like you needed to know someone. He's talking to someone.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't know who it was, you could still be like, oh, he's talking to some mysterious
Well, and that's what,
alien.
like the Steppenwolf scene helps.
Yeah, I'm agree. I'd
Yeah,
say
it gives more
definitely
meaning
helps.
to him telling Batman, something's gonna come, you know. And
Yeah, that's more of like you said, the
Especially
visual
madness.
exposition of like, hey, something happened.
Yeah.
As opposed to like not having that scene at all, and then him saying like the bells have been rung, and you're like, what are you talking about? What bells?
Because
Like-
it just sounds like crazy talk. But
Yeah, at
at
that
least
point-
afterwards, it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, when you see like Steppenwolf
choice of words.
and he jumps off, like Steppenwolf disappears, you're like, okay, clearly he was
Kinda
talking to somebody,
dissolves.
and
Yeah.
somebody went and talked to whoever, and that person is coming now. But without that scene, with especially like when we saw in the theaters, all you think is he crazy? Is he talking about something for real? Who did he talk to? How did he talk to them? When did he talk to them?
Like I said, I think there's just a lot of ways that you can do your own inferring on this type of thing, because we know he has files on the Justice Leaguers and stuff like metahumans. He knows about
Yeah.
metahumans in the world.
Did it explain any of
And
that?
no, we don't need that.
No,
we don't
it's-
need
it's
to
Lex
know how he
Luthor.
figured out Clark and Bruce's identities.
Yeah.
It's Lois did it, I mean, Bruce did it.
Wait, he
Clark
figured out
found
their
it.
identities?
Huh?
He figured out Clark was Superman?
Yeah, he says it to him. when
Oh,
he
yeah,
approaches
that's
him.
right, because
Yeah.
he has his mom, so
Kal-El,
obviously he figured that out.
Clark.
Yeah.
It's been a while, sorry.
Yeah.
I still don't like how they showed the Justice League members though, like in the email.
I don't like the way they did Aquaman because he looks like confused.
Yeah.
He's just like, what is this? Things.
Yeah,
Humans.
he looks a little oafish.
He does a little
Technology.
bit.
He's
But
like,
it was like the fact that it was all. I guess it was just like that they found it all in an email, and that like the logos that Lex had made for them were like their
Which is funny
logos.
to me.
And I was like,
He had a web designer make those, right? Something like that.
it's just,
Or maybe, I mean, Cyborg's is a little iffy, but I mean, we know Flash has his own little suit with something
Yeah.
on there, and Aquaman as well has his own little symbol on his belt.
Was Flash wearing his suit? Because I remember in that
No,
video
he
he
No,
was
not,
just
in that,
wearing
not in that footage.
yeah, like
But we know he has his own suit starting.
but I'm assuming from that he isn't the Flash yet because they just show him in regular clothes doing things, and people going like, "What is this?" And it's called Red Flash, not the Flash. So he hasn't come about with his symbol yet.
No.
But-
So, yeah, he's probably just like.
But Lex has made the symbol for him.
That's
Basically.
I think that's like one of the things where like I like the movie, but there are still things in it that I was kind of like, eh.
Well, I mean, in the little security footage video, it's like there's a lot of lightning around him, so they can. That's probably where the symbols come from. He's like inferred that it should be a lightning bolt since when this guy moves, there's electricity.
Yeah,
This
I
is all
guess.
semantics.
yeah.
I will say that I
It's dumb.
liked Jesse Eisenberg a lot more the more I watched the movie. Like the more times I watched it.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know, he's Jesse Eisenberg. He's not like Sluther. He's Jesse Eisenberg, as he always is in every movie.
Yeah.
It's exactly how he acts all the time. But I like him more and more as I watch it. He fits it.
He's very like he's a very like he's definitely he fits the mold of like the real Lex Luthor's son in the modern times.
Yeah.
Because that's I think the Lex everyone wanted was his father.
Yeah, that's that.
For
Yeah,
sure.
because that's what confused
That's
me. a
the
bit.
animated series Lex. That's the one everybody knows.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made a few, gestures that, I'm not my dad
Yeah,
throughout the movie. Like, that was my father who did that. That wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
So he did, like, play that as, like, this is not that Lex Luthor.
There's
But-
a lot more Clark in it doing investigative reporting on Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, that I was like, man.
That makes some sense. Like,
In the theatrical cut, he sees the Bat branding stuff on TV, and they changed that in the extended cut for him. How does he? He goes to Gotham to report on like football because Perry tells him to. And
Because the goddamn sports section never gets finished.
and he
Just
he,
a
des-
goddamn bat of Gotham.
about time he's doing
he
his job.
decides to look into Superman stuff because the African woman, you remember that,
Uh-huh.
who reported on the African incident.
Mm-hmm.
She gets a subplot as well. She's actually paid by Lex to lie about it.
Huh.
But that sounds like there was more exposition on like that Africa setup.
There's a lot more.
Yeah, they did a lot more Lex stuff just because of, I think, to appease people.
It seemed like there was a lot of subplots in the
Yeah.
whole movie in general. Just probably too many now.
It all converges on Lex though. Like every single plot
Yeah.
converges on Lex.
Did the editing because I know what we were talking about earlier. The first time we talked about it was like the editing seemed very jarring. But like, did
Yeah.
it seem smoother in this cut?
That's another change of why people like it more. It's because he does more typical transitions. more establishing type.
More shots.
Not establishing shots, but he changes the what's it called? He changes scenes around, right? He like instead of cutting from Bruce waking up from a nightmare, that bat nightmare, right?
The one that I was
Yeah.
complaining about.
Yeah,
Like
he wakes up from that, and then we go straight to Lois talking to the general in the restroom, and then we cut back to him talking to Alfred about going to the party. Instead, those two are together. He wakes up, and then he talks to Alfred, and then we see Lois and the general talking way later. So
Okay.
there's a different,
okay,
it's a new
yeah.
timeline, kind of.
See, that makes sense to me. That's for me. That makes the movie flow a lot better. And those were most of the issues that I had with like the movie when we watched it the first time was the way
I
it
think
flowed.
the reason that the movie was cut the way it was because they cut out 30 minutes, they took out a couple of subplots, and they had to restructure it
To try to make it make sense.
to make it,
That's
yeah,
all.
you know, and he did a lot of artsy cuts for the theatrical cut.
Okay.
You know, things that if you just kind of pay attention to, like, oh, I see what he was doing there. You know,
Gotcha.
it didn't quite work for the first viewing because it was quick. It was kind of jarring. But the more I watched it, the more I saw, oh, he was trying to do something clever there.
Yeah.
And it is like Bruce wakes up from his nightmare, and you hear water, like washing hands, but it's the general in the restroom. Stuff like
okay.
that. You know.
Do they still do the nightmare and the flash back to back?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah. They're connected. So they because it's not a dream.
Yeah.
It's a vision.
Okay.
Okay.
So it has.
Is it worth just watching?
Of course, I think so. Like I said, I think that things taken from the extended cut could have been put into the first one, and it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
The thing we talked about, like, the more I think about it, the more I've liked it less since that time. Granted, I haven't rewatched it, but if I still think about stuff, I'm like, I don't know if I really liked it that much anymore.
See, and originally,
I do that to a lot of movies, but this one was like, the more I think about it, it makes less and less sense.
And originally, your opinion was the other way around because we had
Yeah.
that like it was only 2 days when you were we watched it. You were like, it's okay, and then you thought about it. You're like, I really like it. And
Yeah.
then you think about it more.
And I'm like, no, maybe I don't like it as much. I don't hate it, but I think it's gone back down to, yeah, it was okay. It's just a movie. It
Yeah.
had stuff.
Like I said, I started skipping out the Superman parts. It just bores me.
There were some things like I still think should have been changed, and like the one of them, and we mentioned this last time, was the scene with the dad, where Clark is talking to his dad. I think that should have been his mom, and I think we said that the first time.
Yeah.
because that makes it that puts more importance on when she's taken.
Well, no.
And I
she
understand,
gets
like-
her own scene actually in the extended cut.
Yeah, she does.
He calls her up,
See, that makes sense.
and yeah, that gives more weight to her kidnapping and stuff like that. He calls her for advice and just to talk, just to, you know.
Did he do that in the theatrical cut?
No, like
Okay.
that's added. That's added.
They had one talk in the theatrical,
They had
in the
one
regular
talk.
cut,
Yeah,
and
that's,
she was just like, you don't have to do anything.
that's their second.
Oh, that's the second time.
That's
they
the
talked.
second time. The extended cut. There's
Okay.
the first time he calls her up.
Yeah, because in the movie, that's one thing. Like one of the jarring aspects of it is it doesn't seem to make sense at first because you're like, normally when someone in this movie where somebody's kidnapped or something like that, they emphasize the importance of that character to that person. I mean,
I guess with Superman, you know its importance from the first movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, she
Yeah.
was very heavily in the first movie, and it's a mother.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's his mother.
Martha,
Yeah.
Martha.
Why did you say that name?
I got Batman socks on.
I also think that's still a little ridiculous. The
What?
Martha part.
It's not.
It's
It is.
not.
No,
it's
I
ridiculous.
still can't laugh at that scene because it's one of the.
You're the only one who can't laugh at
That's
that
not
scene.
true at all. It's one of the best Batman Superman moments I've ever seen before.
One.
It makes me laugh still.
Well, that's because it is funny because there's a "did we just become best friends" backdrop to it.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's based on like their mom's first name.
That's not the point that came across though.
It was supposed to show Batman understanding Superman's humanity and his connection to it, because before he felt like this is just an alien guy that could kill us at any second. What's stopping him? And that was the thing.
Really,
that,
Kramer, you didn't get that?
That was the
I
thing
thought it
that
was a
he.
Martha thing.
No, that was the shining light that he saw. Is like, this is what's stopping him. This is his link to humanity. This is why he won't burn us all.
He's like, I should murder Martha.
No, I think
And then I'll murder him.
He was probably thinking if they murder Martha, he's going to murder this entire planet because why else wouldn't he?
Yeah,
At this point, humanity has shown their darkest, like the deepest shit he could possibly experience.
In that moment, Clark told him to save Martha, which anytime that's his trigger, Anytime he hears the word Martha, it takes him back to his parents' death.
Yeah.
And actually, this is one of the reasons why I think the score is one of the best scores ever for a superhero movie, is because the score is so connected to the story in the movie. Because the same music plays, or there's a lot of musical cues for Bruce in the movie that harken back to his past. So he says Martha, which takes him back to that moment, and he sees Clark as that little kid who lost his parents back in the alley. He sees himself as the killer with the gun who's about to take him out for no reason at all.
Oh, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in y'all that y'all just got
It's
the
still
Martha
funny.
shit from it. No, of course, I know that. But it's still
I
the
will
most meaningful
continue.
Batman-Superman moment ever
Yeah.
put on screen in maybe comics.
Okay. That makes it a little better.
Not
It's
much.
still like at the initial
I thought
moment.
we talked
though,
about this the first time.
We
I don't
did.
remember.
It still made me laugh.
Yeah, I won't stop laughing at it.
There's a great part that's added, one line, right after that moment, and he tells him, I'm going to promise you to save your mother. She won't die tonight. And they go off, and he gets in the bat plane, and Alfred's like, sorry, I was listening in. Here's where she is. Right?
Oh,
That's all in
yeah.
the theatrical cut. But there's an added line where he says, I don't deserve you, Alfred. Because he realized that he was becoming a criminal. He was becoming this bad guy, and Alfred stuck with him the whole way, even though he was like,
That also kind of goes with like the redemption for the Batman killing and stuff.
yeah, it is a redemption story for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they were talking about like some other like articles and stuff that was it the Batman article where they interviewed
Ben Affleck.
yeah, about how he was saying that like in the newer movies it's not gonna be the same killer Batman,
Yeah.
because now he's calmed down, he's gotten like the kind of the
Justice
redemption
League
that he
will
needed.
continue that redemption story for him.
Yeah.
He's going to be a more optimistic Bruce?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Killer Batman still made sense at the time that they had him because of like Robin's death and everything.
Yeah.
The cynical,
and he
like,
just
I
and
don't
he
give a
lost
fuck anymore,
it.
Batman.
He lost it when Superman and Zod.
Oh, yeah.
And Zod was doing his stuff.
Yeah, because there's a story of him, being angry. Mm-hmm. And now he's back to
irrational.
just being the good guy.
Totally irrational.
Yeah.
This is why they fight. They
There you
fight
go.
because Batman's irrational. He's not going to listen to him. He's going to
Mm-hmm.
keep attacking him. And Superman fights because, and actually that's another thing that's added when he's doing his reporting. The guy he brands in the beginning of the movie, there's a part where he gets sent to jail and we see the shanking. He gets killed in prison.
That's a good explanation, too.
Lex orchestrates that. And
Lex orchestrates the shanking?
yes.
Why?
To
piss off Superman.
to catch Clark's eye about it. He knows he's investigating about the Batman, and so he fuels that by showing that Batman is even killing criminals in prison just by doing what he's doing.
Oh.
And he approaches the criminal's wife.
Does that have to be orchestrated by Lex though? Like, why wouldn't they just show that as a regular thing? Because
Everything is orchestrated by Lex. That's the point so he's trying to get them to fight each other.
Yeah, he's got
Because-
like a 2-year plan going on here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it made no sense of why he wanted them to fight other than because Batman stole his kryptonite.
No, he let him steal the kryptonite.
Yeah, so that he could fight Superman.
See, here we go. I mean, he let him. He's
But that's all in the extended cut?
That's
You
why.
get
No, that was in the
scene?
original. Because remember, he smiled when the kryptonite was gone.
he let him steal his files at the party, right? Like he had Mercy tracking where Bruce was going. Like, I like those shoes. That scene, He just his
Did you say
operation room.
Marcy or Mercy?
Mercy.
Okay.
Like his operations room was just open, like letting somebody in. No, he let him steal all those files.
I didn't get any of that
And
when I watched it the first time.
How many times have you watched it?
yeah, I mean,
I've just watched it that
I
one
think we've
time.
only watched it once.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's not an easy movie to just catch everything on the first view,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's a sin.
I think that's why I was just hooked up on the Martha thing. 'Cause I didn't think about it that often. It was just like funny after the first, and I didn't look into it much more than that.
What was I saying beforehand though? We were saying Lex orchestrates everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. But that's what the extended cut kind of does, is it really highlights a lot of that. It also gives Wonder Woman a little more face time, especially
Good.
in her fight.
Yeah, because she didn't have any.
Yeah, when she's fighting, it gives her a few more, winks and
Wait,
smiles.
just during the fight or before?
Pretty
that?
much just during the fight.
Oh.
It shows some action shots.
Too many other than the fight.
Yeah, that's really all
You
she's
saw
there
she was
for.
kind of doing something, and it didn't matter overall to the plot.
She wasn't trying to. Her plot wasn't trying to get a picture, a JPEG back from Lex. It was to find out what he knows about her, because she is trying to walk away from mankind.
Oh, okay.
And that makes more sense than what people just took at face value of. That's all she wants.
And
is
that's
that
what
picture.
the movie has a problem with, is its face value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, because in the line that she says in the movie is he has
He has something I want.
Yeah,
or
he has something
like
that belongs to me.
Yeah, so everyone just
okay.
assumes it's
She
the
doesn't say
picture.
picture. I don't think she says picture.
No,
but
she
Bruce
doesn't.
finds out that there's a picture of her from 1990.
but I guess that's what that's what people
No,
interpret it as.
she does say picture. She says he has a picture that belongs to me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I remember, and that's when I see the
Yeah.
picture, I'm like, can't you just have copies of that? Like, I didn't think about that whole history that she might have, or the research he might have. I just thought about the picture.
I heard somebody say, in this day and age, couldn't she just say someone photoshopped that and just deny it? If he was to
That's
make
really
it
funny
public?
because there's
that's not me.
There's a small scene description of Flash getting, and just for Justice League. Do y'all care?
No.
Flash getting approached by Bruce, and he shows him some surveillance footage, the stuff that he saw from
In the
Lex's file.
extended cut?
No, in Justice League. This isn't Justice League.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, that looks like a guy with some, longer hair than me, and he
Yeah.
looks like me, but that's not me. Kind of
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
funny that you mentioned that.
Kind of like Spider-Man from Civil War when he's
Yeah.
all like, no,
Yeah.
No, man.
That's
come
not
on.
my costume.
that's not. No.
Speaking of Justice League, tell us some stuff.
I'm a little worried.
You're a little worried.
Yeah,
Why?
You're worried they're backpedaling.
yeah.
Oh. Well,
That's understandable.
It's kind of obvious that they will, because they got such a big negative reaction the first time.
Yeah, now I'm more afraid they're making this movie with the idea of appeasement in mind.
Well, but when you make a movie that big, you have to think about two things. You have to think about trying to appease the people who are more into the source material, the people who, like you, will watch it several times. But then you also have to try to think about people who are going to watch it once. And you can't just say it's. I guess with the goal of it being we want to make this cater to the fans. But when it's on something that large of a scale, you also can't ignore everybody else is going to watch it too. And that's how you get the negative reviews.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
It's a weird line to cross.
it's a miracle that BvS made as much money as it did in the box office, because that kind of movie shouldn't have made $800 million.
Well, but the reason it
in it.
makes that much is the names that are in it.
It was the hype.
True.
For it.
Yeah,
There was hype
and the
for it.
problem is the reason you kind of have to do that appeasement is to keep getting the money for it, because otherwise you're not going to have the funding that you want.
Yeah.
And that's the struggle between business and artistic expression with anything is that with you either can make everybody just the fans happy, but then no one will give you the money to make it, or you can actually make something that the fans are going to be like, this could have been better, this could have been better, I would have liked if you did this. But the majority of casual people like it, and then you get funding.
It's working out for them so far, though.
Wasn't it the story of Dredd, the newest Dredd?
Yeah.
Critically and box office wise, it did not do good.
Critically,
but it has
it
a
did
really
excellent.
good fan base.
Critically, it did excellent
Well, regardless, it made zero money.
because it had zero. What's it called? Promoting. It had zero promotion.
Yeah, there was. I saw one.
No
Trailer.
one knew about it.
It didn't make any money, but a lot of people really liked it. But because it made no money, they're not going to do another one. I mean, they want to do another one,
Yeah.
but they said it probably won't happen for a while.
Yeah.
If they don't do a bit of appeasement for I don't know why I was going to say Jurassic Park, Justice League. No, I was going to say Justice Park.
Joseph
Park.
Justice
Joseph.
Park.
No, Justice Park.
Oh, I was like, Joseph Park.
Surprised they haven't made a Justice Park.
Oh, that'd be good.
Justice League versus dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking a Justice League themed theme park, but
Oh,
I thought
That too.
Kryptonian T-Rex. No, but like if you don't do that appeasement and you just do the same thing that they did last time,
yeah, I know.
and people watch that one again, they're gonna be like, okay, well, I guess all the DC movies are gonna be like this.
Well-
the funding is just gonna die.
Okay, well here's where WB's game plan comes into play because all these movies were never intended to be like BvS. They were never intended
Yeah.
to be these existential, dark, brooding, deconstructions of the superheroes.
Yeah,
Because there's no way you can make a Justice League movie like that defeats the purpose of Justice League.
yeah.
So it was never their intent
They're
to
not
keep
all
on
supposed to be
going
Batman
like
movies.
this. Yeah, they're not. There was never their intent to keep them this dark and this kind of tonally the same as Batman v Superman.
Yeah, because even if you look at the cartoons, like all the Batman cartoons, they're dark the way they're like. I'm not talking about like dark as in storytelling. I mean visually, there's
They're
a lot
visually
more
dark, and they are kind of dark storytelling.
Yeah, they're dark in storytelling, but visually they look darker too.
Yeah.
But then whenever you see Batman in like the Justice League, he stands out because everything is bright colored.
Yeah.
And he's just like the one in like the black suit.
Yeah, so it's obvious this was never going to keep being the same trend for them.
Yeah.
There was a progression of getting to a point that, yeah, we're going to make the movie that y'all want to see, but we got to get there,
Yeah.
But what I'm worried about is that they're going to go too far with it. They're going to add more.
They're gonna appease too much.
Yes,
More jokes.
more jokes,
Quips.
more quips, more.
Wasn't the Flash supposed to be the
Quip
jokey
City.
one compared to in the Justice League movie? He's gonna be more.
Yeah, he's the quippy one.
like light and fun to
Yeah.
to
Because
Ben Affleck.
he's the youngest member.
Yeah.
He's the Deadpool.
He's kind of the audience character, looking in on all this crap. He's like, whoa,
The Deadpool to Cable. Like Batman's like the darker, like more gritty storytelling, while there's one that's just laughs.
I wouldn't. Yeah, sort of. Not laughs, but yeah.
man, I can't wait for Cable.
Oh yeah. 2018, I think.
18.
He's gonna be like, God damn it, Deadpool, what the fuck are you doing?
So I'm worried that they're going to go too far with it. But I mean, it sounds like it's going to be awesome anyway.
Yeah.
We're about to see Justice League, so it's got the same teams working on it, which is perfectly fine with me. The same writer, same director.
If they're gonna go like not have the darker like visuals, I guess, or the darker like themes that they had with the other ones, I think it's a good thing that Zack Snyder is not doing the newer ones because Zack
He is.
Huh?
He is.
He is,
I love Zack Snyder.
He's doing Justice League 1 and 2.
or is it just Batman that he's not doing?
Ben Affleck's
No,
doing
Ben
that.
Affleck's doing
But Zack
Batman.
Snyder's still doing the other ones.
He's not doing the other individual movies.
No, he's not doing the solo movies.
But he's doing
just
the
doing
Justice League
and
ones.
Justice League 1.
Okay.
I mean, Justice League 2 and 1.
You know,
Okay.
the extended cut made Gal Gadot look a lot better as far as Wonder Woman goes, because a lot of people were speculating, saying, she doesn't have the stature of Wonder Woman. There's no way she's going to carry that like presence. Mm-hmm. But the new edits definitely give her more of a fierceness to her, like fighting especially.
I think that
I thought she was fine.
I think
the first time I saw
think the Warner Brothers executives, people who make these they're big on franchises. They chose her for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to make that big of a fuck up, with the most iconic female character in the world.
True.
I don't know. People fuck shit up all the time.
I do. I do
mean-
like her a lot more now that I've watched it a few more times. She has a pretty solid presence.
That's good.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
agree.
it. I never had a complaint against
I'm looking forward to the
her
movie.
after the movie.
I didn't either.
I did.
But-
She was really good.
I
I
did
just didn't
notice-
like her music.
There was some editing like things that I noticed with her. I guess like because you were saying they cleaned them up a little bit. There was some stuff that I noticed seemed like a little sloppy. I guess like it was that leg thing.
There's
I don't know.
no leg thing.
There's
What
no
leg
leg
thing?
There's
thing.
no leg thing.
What
leg
thing?
He,
I thought I noticed like during like the theatrical one, like one of her legs looked a little weird.
yeah, that's
No, I don't think that was the case at all.
Maybe
no, that's all. In
I
your
might have
head.
just been tired.
You've been complaining about your glasses.
I have been complaining about my glasses.
She was cool. The only thing though is that I got I laughed a little when her music came out the first time we see her. I'm like, I feel like the music just doesn't match.
It was a little epic.
I thought it
It's
was
a little
cool.
weird.
I like the music for it.
I can't do it.
I hope they continue it like with her solo movie.
Yeah, it did
It's
seem
already
a little
almost-
out of place. It was like very hypey, but the part wasn't super hypey.
Yes, it was just odd.
It was just like she blocked a big beam. You're like, huh?
No,
It
they
wasn't
only
that
played it when
dramatic.
they're showing her photo and when she did her big grand entrance. to the
Yeah,
fight.
yeah. They did do it for the photo.
Oh, they
didn't
did do
Actually,
it for the
they
photo,
showed the
right.
photo twice, so you hear it twice.
Yeah, the
before.
photo for a picture. It's like, okay, we get it. It's Wonder
That's
Woman.
true. I mean, granted, it was like a military setting, so I guess that kind of fit a little bit, but no.
No.
I love how no one noticed Chris Pine. Do you keep getting stuck on that one?
I do. It won't go.
I love how no one noticed Chris Pine in that picture.
I did.
noticed him.
I saw him.
I did as well.
I didn't know at first.
No, okay, I guess Kramer didn't.
Well, I guess I knew what I was looking for. I saw the set photos before the movie came out of what he looked like. What are the... I lost it.
There is one extra shot in the Batman Superman fight
I lost my thought.
that's a little bit odd. I thought they showed him throwing Batman one more time than he did in the theatrical cut.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Which part? Which throw?
Oh, okay, so he right when he walks through the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and usually like in the theatrical cut he takes him through the building and throws him, right? And that leads to Batman using the kryptonite grenade or whatever.
Yeah.
In the extended cut, he throws him one more time, like across the alley.
Yeah,
and then
that
takes
fight
him
was a
out.
little more brutal, especially from Batman to Superman.
It showed him punching him a little bit more
Just
before
punching the
his
fuck out of
before
him.
his punches were doing nothing.
But that's what I wanted. I wanted the longer BvS fight.
Yeah, the fighting in this movie was incredible.
There were a couple more Doomsday things of him
Does that change?
ripping shit up.
Was it R-rated? The
Yeah.
Ultimate Edition?
Oh yeah, it was.
I don't see what was R-rated. I mean,
I don't either, but it was probably
Yeah.
the fighting.
Probably just that little extra
no,
bit.
not the
pushed
fighting.
it.
There was the prison shank, but it didn't show the shanking.
There was a lot of blood splatter on the wall from Batman
yeah.
beating the shit out of
There
Superman.
was some blood.
There was a lot. It was like
There's this
all behind
fantastic
him.
edition of him right when he pins the guy with his own knife and then takes out the guy behind him. That's when it cuts to the room where the guy's with Martha. But in the extended cut, he looks back at that dude and walks up to him. He's just staring him down, and then he does something to his gut, but you don't know what it is. And,
Oh.
'cause
Kills the shit out of him is what he does.
Yeah, he does
Shank.
something because he's pissed. He got stabbed just now.
I don't think he shanks him. I think he just like
No, he's got
collapses
the
his
knife
chest.
in him. He's stuck to the wall.
Yeah, he already
He
shanked
can't
the guy.
move. He's like scared as fuck, and he walks up to him. It's a great Batman moment.
Yeah, I think he just like destroyed his shoulder plexus and like caved his chest in.
Yeah.
Whoa.
'Cause
That's pretty brutal.
It looked like he just punched the ever living shit out of him. Kind of like what Superman does to him in that dream
Oh,
to
yeah.
kill him. That's kind of what the feel that it had to it.
That was a. Does anybody know about Injustice?
Not
The
too
new game
much,
coming
no.
out?
No. Well,
The
the
old
first
game.
game that came out.
Huh?
The first game that came out.
Oh no! I just,
Well, okay. So in that game, spoiler alert, the story starts with an alternate reality where Superman kills Joker
Yeah.
because Joker made him kill Lois and blew up Metropolis.
Yeah. Isn't it like Batman's supposed to be like the only good guy?
Some of that. So the way he kills Joker is he puts his hand through. And what's cool is that the nightmare sequence paid homage to that when he puts his hand through Bruce in that scene
That's awesome.
because he killed because Lois died.
Like he puts his hand like through his chest or something.
Yeah.
That's what I understood the second time. The first time when you were like he puts his hand through him, I was like, I like thought about it and I imagined it like a rotisserie where it like goes through the ass. And I was like, did Batman just like uppercut him through the butt and like hold him like there? And I was like, whoa.
I still didn't
He needs to
really
check
get
his temperature.
the Flash scene though very much when he was like, Lois is the key. You know, he's always the guy you thought he was.
There's a couple of lines that are set up, which is like Lois Lane's the key, right? Which there's double meanings there. It could
Yeah.
mean that she's the key to keeping Superman sane or something like that.
Yeah.
Or she's the key to something in Justice League. And then he says that, of course, he says you have to find us, the members. He says,
he said you were always right about him.
you're right about him, which could be a double meaning. It could be something inferring Justice League, or in Bruce's mind, it could be like, oh, okay, I'm right about Superman. Awesome.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go ahead with it.
directly
Which would be funny
preceded the
because that
line
means
about
Flash
Lois.
fucked up a lot of shit
True.
again.
But it directly preceded the line about Lois, so it makes you think he's definitely talking about Superman.
Yeah.
Because
I
he was
don't,
like, Lois is the key. You were always right about him.
because what the thing is that Flash came from that dystopian future that he saw
Yeah.
in his vision. What?
I'm imagining that, like, because the way Tom's talking about it, like, he said this right after this, so it means this. And I'm like, what if Flash, like, you can't see it because, like, of the portal and everything. Flash is looking at, says something to him. He looks down, but on the other side of the portal, he's holding a piece of paper. It's like bad handwriting. He's like just reading a list. He's like, I'm supposed to say this. I'm supposed to say this. I'm supposed to say this. Fuck, I missed the part about this guy.
Oh, that's funny.
Instead of saying Lois, he's like, Lewis is the key?
Bad handwriting on there.
Lewis.
Lois is the quiche.
Lois makes a good quiche.
He's like, okay.
Yeah, it just further accentuates Batman's his mindset about it. He has that dream about Superman.
Yeah.
Does Flash say
And
he
then
came too early?
Yeah,
He says,
"Did
"Am
I
I
come
too
early?"
soon?" Because
Yeah, did I come
Bruce
too
is
soon?
like, "I don't know you."
He's like, what the
He's like, he
fuck
doesn't
is
know
this?
me.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Which makes sense as to why
He says
I
that?
don't understand any of the
he
things
says,
he was
"Yeah, am I
talking
too
about.
soon?
Yeah.
I'm too soon."
Maybe that's kind of the homage to like you're not supposed to understand this information yet, because he's like, "Am I too soon?"
Yeah, that's comics right there. That comics do that all the time.
Like here's a bunch of shit that make you wonder, but I'm not going to explain any of it because it's not time yet. Bye.
Yeah, that's some Stanley.
So is
shit.
Flash,
Son of a bitch.
was the assumption that Flash is from the nightmare scene? Or just a different,
that's the
another
time.
reality?
He's from the
That's
dystopian
That's
future.
that time.
That's
he's
the
from,
exact
yeah.
time?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because he projects that vision onto Bruce when he's time traveling.
So what we might get in Justice League is them attempting not to be like they're going to go into the Injustice storyline, but trying to avoid it going down that path.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool. That's what I want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
Justice
why
would
it's
be
going to go the complete opposite direction of this darker stuff.
Well, and it makes sense with having Zack Snyder there if it's like something about to lead into there, because a lot of Zack Snyder's work is also very dark. Like everything, like Sucker Punch, Watchmen, everything has like
300.
300.
Dawn of the
Everything,
Dead.
Yeah, everything is like it's never
Even that owl movie, I bet.
Owl movie.
He did some animated
Oh, that Guardians movie.
Guardians. Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Guardians of the
Oh,
Owls.
yeah, I heard.
I
want
want to see it.
I haven't seen that one.
I don't
yet.
remember what it's called. I think Legends of the Guardians or something like that.
Guardians of the Owls.
I heard that one was dark too, though. But see, that's the thing. Like with all the other movies, they're talking about like it not being as dark. For the Justice League one to be like, we're about to go into Injustice, but it's them veering away from it. The whole thing going towards that would be really good with him as the director.
I mean,
If that makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. I like his work, so I think he can work with a lighter setting. It's not going to change tonally, but it'll change, like in the grand scheme of things, it's just not going to be as dark, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should change the tone that they have set up for this universe. You know,
That it's like the
where
darker
every
tone.
character is not a quippable motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man's not as special in Civil War because he's just like everybody else in that universe. You know.
No, I thought it was pretty special in Civil War.
Yeah, he's my favorite part.
Like it's not just like attitude wise, but even when you realize like he's so much stronger than everybody. Like just
Well, I mean, I'm just saying his personality isn't as unique because he's as quippy as Tony is. He's as quippy as Hawkeye is. He's, you know,
Hawkeye's
everybody.
not that quippy.
Nah, Hawkeye's kind of like.
Are you
Hawkeye's
serious?
dead.
He's a little
Almost every
quippy.
line he has is a smart ass comment.
But it's not as funny.
Yeah, it's never a comment I care about.
It's one of those like self-deprecating
it's
things
not
where like
I'm
there's
not
a bit
saying
of truth
like
to it.
if it's a comment that appeals.
He's
to
more
us.
like that neighbor who's a dad with a trucker hat that's like says things that he thinks is funny, but you don't think is funny.
I'm not trying to say if I'm not commenting on something that should appeal to us. I'm saying
Yeah.
he's still a quippy character. You know.
Is that a
Which Hawkeye
is that a
should
pun?
be, but-
Because of his bow quip.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what about the new Justice League news coming up?
Justice League.
Justice League.
coming up?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What was the new news that they put out? Because I only watched that video. I watched a video about it once. It was just that Justice League will not be a 2-part movie. It's 2 separate movies.
Yes.
And
That's
before
good
it was
news.
labeled as part 1 and part 2.
Well, yeah, people
That's a
kind of
mislabel.
created that because same thing with Avengers. They
Yeah.
said that Infinity War was but it's not going to actually be part 1, part 2.
Yeah. they
Justice
said
League
that
will be
too.
Justice League 1, just like Avengers was, and then Justice League 2 will be another story.
That seems semantics. Like you can call it part 1 or not part 1. It's still technically part
But
1.
people see part 1, part 2. They think, oh, it's one story in 2 parts.
That's what I think. Yeah.
But
With
Justice
stuff in
League 2 will
between.
be coming out years later after the first one. So
I feel that there's a lot of like they're still not sure what they're gonna do because they're still trying to make people happy, but they want to keep their original ideas, but now they're like you said, backpedaling to appease people. So it feels
I'm not saying they're backpedaling. I'm saying I hope that doesn't happen.
Oh, okay.
Because they want to talk up, in the Ben Affleck interview, he actually almost name drops Marvel. I'm pretty sure he almost does. Because
No, he did. Yeah,
he says
he didn't say it.
He said this isn't going to be this is going to be a little lighter. It's it was always meant to be blah blah blah. He was obviously going to say this is going to be like another Marvel movie. That's
No, he doesn't directly say it, but he hints to them.
yeah.
I was like,
I don't know. I have faith. I don't think they're going to backpedal that much.
I heard that Jared Leto was rumored to be in the Justice League. He was rumored to be on set, not in the movie.
Not a part of the team.
He's in the Justice League.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say in the Justice League movie, but that's
Yeah.
not necessarily what they're saying. They're saying he was.
hey Bruce, we found our 8th member.
Yeah, he might have a cameo or something. Is what I heard.
Yeah, it'd be more of like a Batman antagonism, most likely. Just be like, "Hey, bitch, what's up?"
I hope he says that.
I hope so too.
I want it to be like a completely serious scene, and the only part that he's in is Jared Leto driving by in a car, throwing a cake at like Bruce, just out the window, and just drives off. And everyone's like, "What the fuck was that?" And he's like, "I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to." Was that? No, I don't know. No.
You ever had a crazy ex-girlfriend? It's kind of like that.
So what would be interesting is that we know Jim Gordon's in this movie. GYM. Jim
It
Gordon.
ripped as fuck.
Yeah, that's not the reason he's getting ripped.
I know it's not, but it's
I don't know why
so funny.
It's amazing how people jump on that kind of.
I was like, why would he get ripped for Jim Gordon? He's gonna be wearing a trench coat anyway.
I know. Yeah, anyway, we know he's in this movie, and then people have been questioning why he wasn't in Batman v Superman, and I think it makes a lot of sense because Batman dropped all of his fucking morals out the window.
Yeah,
And
why
of
would
course
Jim Gordon want to have anything to do with him?
Yeah, he wouldn't be.
Yeah, Jim wouldn't put up with him branding people.
Or
He'd be like
killing,
that.
or just straight up killing.
Or killing people.
Yeah,
for that matter,
he's like,
but,
no.
But I mean, there wasn't like a solid connection that Batman was killing people other than, we saw him on screen doing it.
Yeah.
There wasn't like Batman killed these people. But that brand was like.
Were
this
there
guy.
bodies when they went and found the guy, or was it just
No, it was just him.
okay?
Yeah, he was just in there by himself.
Yeah.
I guess he was probably the guy guarding all the whatever. I guess they were slaves, or
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was.
know.
It was. I was about to say sex trafficking. It was human trafficking or something like
Same thing, really.
So, yeah,
that. Yeah.
But yeah,
that's very rare human trafficking. That's just like you're here to do the dishes.
Just based on that scene alone, and he did direct Dawn of the Dead back in 2005, I think, which was a remake of the original.
That
Really
was
like that
2005?
movie. Huh?
Was that in
I
05?
think so.
That's so long ago.
I really like that movie. One of my favorite zombie movies. But I think he should make a horror film one day.
Zack Snyder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because some of his horror elements with Batman were really good, especially the first scene.
the Man Bat.
Oh,
I like the
Man
Man
Bat.
Bat.
The Man Bat thing was great.
Yeah,
That still seems very random to me. Like I get the whole like the demon, like his inner demons, but it just like I don't know. Like for me, it seemed like is he getting this? I thought they were gonna go like that was gonna go into something.
Oh,
Like there was a couple of things where I thought it was gonna go into something, and I was like, no, they're not. Okay, I think that's what got me about it because I was like, that's Man Bat. What's gonna happen with that? And I got really excited, and then nothing happened. I was like, oh, okay.
well, he woke up.
Well, no, I got that, but I thought it was gonna that was gonna be a recurring thing in the movie,
Oh,
or it might still be. Maybe they might bring him. There might be other scenes in like the Batman movie.
I don't think there's a point to seeing him have that kind of dream again
Yeah,
with Man Bat.
that's why it seemed a little like pointless to me.
I think
it was a
Man
cool.
Bat.
It was a cool Easter egg call out and just a.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was
one of
just
his
like a
metaphors.
fandom sort of thing. I think it looked great though. I think that's the best part of it is it actually looked
It looked intense.
no, the whole movie looked amazing to me.
like if you remember the Man Bat from the Batman animated series, it was like
It was
that in
spot
life.
on. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, that was impressive to me because that was something I recognized immediately from the cartoon mostly, but it was very, very like good. It's well done.
I really hope we see the Bat Family in this universe.
Oh man, that'd be sweet.
We have to at some point, especially if they're going to go through the whole. Excuse me.
Dead Robin thing.
Yeah, I almost like threw up. I don't know what that was.
Indigestion.
Yeah.
That was just like that was the whole.
I really hope they.
No, like especially with the whole like Jason Todd thing, they have to show something.
No, yeah, there's no way that even his solo Batman film doesn't dive into the Jason Todd thing. And
Yeah, because if they have the Jason Todd thing, then that means Dick Grayson's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to have like, maybe that's.
I hope I'm
But
not. I don't need to see Damian, but I'd like to see Tim.
You think they're gonna incorporate the three Jokers thing?
Maybe not this early.
3 Jokers?
That's pretty convoluted for a universe that's just getting started.
That's
That's
pretty.
true.
I was gonna say that's probably too new, right? Like,
Well, they're doing new shit.
Oh
and Injustice
yeah,
and
from
all
like
that.
when he finds out like
Yeah, that happened a month ago.
yeah
You know that there were 3
really
Jokers.
new.
yeah we were talking about it at the last podcast, right? But yeah,
DC Rebirth in the comics,
I need to
which
get
is
back.
still excellent.
Still great.
It's
I like
all, I'm trying to read all the titles, which is no small feat, but it's worth it.
Just pass them down to me when you're done reading.
Yeah, Brian has them right now, but
Damn
I'll do that.
I just want to read the Flash ones.
Yeah,
And
the
Batman.
they're Flash, Titans,
Mhm.
and then there's Teen Titans, but there's no Flash on Teen Titans right now. Oh, actually, there might be, because there's 2.
Yeah, isn't
Two
Flash
hours.
kind of close to
Oh.
teen status himself anyway?
Nothing.
What?
So isn't Flash kind of close to teen status himself anyway?
No.
Oh, you mean like Barry?
Yeah.
Allen? No, he's
Uh-uh.
he's like 20s or something like that.
Like early 20s.
Yeah. But there's also the Black Wally West.
Mm.
He's a teenager. And,
Ah,
but yeah, DC Rebirth, I'm really loving it. It's cool
Yeah, I
stuff.
want to read more now, especially after finally getting that issue. It's
okay.
cool.
I need to get that issue still.
And almost nothing Marvel's doing in the comics is interesting to me.
Interesting.
that's
Yeah.
what I've heard. I heard like none of the Marvel stuff is very interesting. at
Some
all.
of the titles are great, but most of it's not.
I like their movies.
Yeah, the
all
movies are
new-
fine.
Older
all new
Spider-Man
Fantastic-
stuff.
I'm
is
excited
really
for
dope.
Doctor Strange.
Me too. I'm so excited for Doctor Strange. I want things to get weird.
Yeah, I want that Black Marvel logo to mean something.
Yeah, get real weird. I want to see magic and weird hand gestures.
I think he'll be satisfied.
They what?
I think Juan will be satisfied pretty easily with this
Yeah.
movie.
Just throw up some weird hand things.
If you want magic, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Is it?
Yeah, it's magic.
It's a magic movie?
Hopefully, it doesn't take half the movie to set it up.
He also takes the cape and goes.
No, he does not. Anybody see Now You See Me Too?
No, not
No.
yet.
Anybody gonna watch it?
I want to, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I haven't seen the first one.
I watched the first one again recently in preparation for watching the second one, and then I didn't go.
Was it good? Was the first one good?
Yeah, I loved the first one. It was awesome.
Good. I wanted to see that one really bad, and then just never did. That's
It's,
pretty much my whole college life. Was just like, I want to see this. I'm not going to.
It's a cool. It's definitely a cool contrast to see. Like if you're a fan of Zombieland, to see Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Have a different dynamic.
Yeah, it's a totally, completely different dynamic. Like you know, they're still the people that they normally play. You know, they've got their mannerisms and
Yeah.
and you know the way they speak of that actor. Of course, that's kind of.
I kept thinking Now You See Me was going to be like a mix of Zombieland and Batman because it was like characters from both movies.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, it does have some like jokes, quippy sort of stuff in it, but mostly it's like.
You kind of have to have that in a heist movie, though.
Yeah, but
These are kind of all sarcastic assholes.
that's true.
Well, movies in general, they go for the humor thing now.
It does have a lot of the sarcastic asshole. Like it's more of like not comedy. It's more of making somebody else look like an ass.
Yeah. Well, that's because that's what thieves are. Like all the Ocean's 11 movies, they're constantly just like making fun of each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're fun for that.
yeah. It
Yeah.
is quite a bit of that. Sure.
Yeah, like I think that's just anything with like a heist movie. You can't have a heist movie that doesn't have an element of comedy to it. At
That's
least
true.
in my opinion. Not for the classic heist movie kind of thing.
It definitely adds a fun element to it where the character's more relatable. Because if you're just watching people rob something, it's like, meh.
Yeah.
I'm going to take us back one more time to a couple of scenes that were added to the movie that I really liked was when...
That you didn't watch?
No, I watched it. I told you. When Superman drops into the ship and Lex is about to unveil Doomsday to him, there's a couple extra lines between them that I liked, which was he calls up his Russian pal and Batman answers, to see if Martha's been killed.
I thought that was already in the theater.
I know. I'm getting to the extra stuff. And then, so the extra stuff is Superman says, "You've lost." And he says, "I don't know how to lose." And he says, "You will." And cool little thing. There's another part when Lex is in prison and Batman goes up to him. Remember that part?
Mm-hmm.
That's extended. Did you know about that? Did you notice that? He said, "You're going to Arkham." Because Lex was going to try and use the insanity plea.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, well, here I pulled some strings to get you to go to Arkham Asylum, and that's the first time you see him like,
that's
he's
awesome.
not on top of the game,
Fuck, I like
That's
that.
cool.
Why would you take that out? That's so good.
But then he has that panicky, like, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. Because then he goes into his like, oh well, yeah, it doesn't matter anyway.
Because he has that, like, you can see the insanity in him.
But that's good. That's
yeah,
cool.
It's a cool scene.
Do I remember something from the cartoons with the Joker and Lex working together?
Yeah, the Superman Batman episodes that were turned into
Okay,
a
that's
movie.
what I'm thinking of.
So hopefully he has a cameo in Suicide Squad.
What? That'd be cool.
Because I think I think Joker breaks out of Arkham and Suicide Squad, doesn't he?
I hope so.
I think that's probably why Batman's chasing him down to begin with.
Well, that looks like those are flashbacks, I think.
Maybe.
For Harley.
Because there's got to be something, that connects him to Harley, because Harley's on her own, so she's going to have
because
I thought the trailers made it seem like whenever like she says that can't be good, or like when she hears him laughing.
Oh, well,
But
at that
I
point,
thought
she
that was
already knows
editing.
him.
Yeah, that might also be an editing.
I didn't think
thing,
that was like the same parts.
But
Yeah, it
another
might not
thing,
be.
Sarah noticed that Batman looks a lot thinner in his scenes in Suicide Squad that we've seen him in. Like when he's diving in after Harley in the river. He's thinner. He looks younger.
I always assumed those were flashbacks.
Oh, so they might be. That makes sense as to why Batman wouldn't be in the movie more.
Yeah.
I really hope there's a recounting of all the characters talking about their stories of getting put into Belle Rev
a little
by
backstory
Batman.
kind of thing. Do you
That'd
think it's
be
gonna
cool.
suffer from? Because I know a lot of movies. I think it was when we were talking about the X-Men one. There's or any movie really where there's a team. Well, I guess
You think someone's going to get pushed to the back burner? And
some movies pull it off
I
where
hope
they
it's
can
Deadshot.
do the whole recruiting thing where everybody comes together. Like the Ocean's 11's movies do it really good.
Yeah.
That one is like one of the harder ones because there's a lot. It's a huge cast, but then they go and they recruit everybody and they show a little bit of everybody's backstory.
Yeah.
But they don't go too much into it.
So you're questioning if they're going to be able to pull off having so much backstory for
Yeah,
all these
because
characters.
there's also like with X-Men, like they didn't do a lot of backstory for a couple of people.
Yeah.
Although they pulled that off
Or
pretty decent.
setup. I mean,
They're probably just gonna do like
Probably just going to do Harley's backstory, maybe Deadshot's because it's Will Smith.
and then everyone else is just gonna be the
Diablo, I don't think
the
so.
file.
Yeah.
Here's the file. So and so. God for this.
I hope
did
it's not an
that.
email, though.
Here's the other one.
Yeah,
did
there'll probably be
this
a
guy,
montage of
did
like
that.
going through them and them like getting pulled out of cells, and they're like, this person, like
yeah,
oh,
we
this-
already have the military guy. He's going through their roster.
Yeah.
I was
This
gonna
guy
say, like,
eats people.
That stereotypical,
Yeah.
like the guy reading the
Yeah.
file and then also shows them.
And he's getting a
Yeah.
haircut as well. of
What I'm
course.
really hoping for is Suicide
Shave.
Squad opens up that Jason Todd door.
Hey, what?
Like it really opens up that Jason Todd door of like him killing Robin.
There's still that rumor that Scott Eastwood, he's in this movie. He's playing one of like those military types on the team, not on the team, but like with, Argus or whatever the place is. That he is Nightwing infiltrating.
Really?
Yeah, to see what's up with this development.
That's cool. Man, there's gonna be a lot of interesting stuff. When does that come out again?
In 1 month.
1 month already?
Yep.
Yeah, because the trailer has that torture scene, which
July.
it could be Harley, but I'm hoping it's like the scene where he's killing killing Robin.
Oh, that'd be too intense.
That'd be crazy. Although in that
I'd lose
scene,
my
isn't
shit.
he wearing? It looks like he's wearing.
They might
Arkham
save that for a
clothes.
Batman movie, though. Honestly, they probably should save that for a Batman movie
Should they though?
because that's close to home for Batman. That has no bearing on the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but it's a transition into Joker himself. So
I mean,
Well,
it could work, but
yeah.
I don't know.
because I don't know what Affleck's gonna do with the new Batman movie. Like,
He says it's going to be an original story. It's not going to adapt something from the comics directly. It'll be inspired, but it won't. Just like BvS, it was a pretty original story.
Right.
well, because they adapted it from modern stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you can't set that. It's like Captain America.
I
You
just he better do something with Red Hood, Jason Todd Red Hood. He better
can't-
do it.
yeah, I hope so.
So Kramer says we have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be starting another podcast right now, which nobody's here for.
It's okay. It's still 30 minutes.
Kramer,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. I don't know what to say. Oh,
This has been another Shooting Blanks presents the Commentators podcast.
no, not like that.
No.
wait, what? Do we know? Do we know?
I
Do
was
we
giving
know?
you your line since you couldn't figure out
Oh,
what
I thought
it
you were
was.
doing it. I thought you were like.
I
thought you were,
too. I was like, "Oh, you're doing it great," but I was like, "It's love."
I thought you were going
I'm
out and
feeling
doing it. I
sleepy
thought
now.
you were going like, I'll do it. Oh, fuck my life.
I thought you got tired too.
Wait, do we know what episode we're on?
72,
No,
12.
We're 20 something, I think.
for real? Have we done 27?
We've almost had
20,
a
not
year.
27, 27.
We're almost at a year, dude.
I know, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, 52 divided by
Oh, you're right. We
We'll
should
wrap
be
up
around
around
20.
like 20 something.
Should be around 20.
Whoa.
Whoa,
So this was our first 20-something episode.
that we know of.
You can't announce that. We're like, this is so cool. This is number 20
Something.
something.
Funny you say it like that.
So, this has been another episode of Shooting Blanks presents the Commentators. We are your hosts,
Kramer.
One.
Tom, sometimes.
And Ryan. I didn't interrupt him this time.
No.
Thank you guys for listening, and tune in next time.
Yay.
Bye.